So now the ball is in your court. Go ahead.
Thank you for the introduction, sir, first of all. And for me, my name is Yashaswini. And as sir mentioned, I was sitting there on that side last year. And took me 2 years to get into an IIM. I got 63 percentile in my first attempt. I tried hard and took a drop year. I got 97 percentile in my last CAT exam. So after that, it was more or less preparing for the GD, which helped me a lot with. I was a very underconfident student. And from there, I got to crack almost every interview that I wanted to. And I'm Trichy, like cab calls were my highest of the calls, and I chose to go to Trichy because firstly I wanted to explore the South Indian culture. I've always stayed in Kanpur, so I wanted to explore the new culture, and also since then it has been great. It has been a lot of new learning opportunities for me, and to be very honest, I am is a whole different place. I can not begin to explain how of a different world it is. No matter how much I explain it to you, it will be a different experience for each one of you. And I have a BBA background. I'm a fresher. So I did my BBA from Jagan Institute of Management Studies in Delhi. And I had a drop year, as I mentioned. I did a lot of things during that time. I did a few courses during that time, and also tried to understand how I could use those skills in MBA, which have helped me to a great extent. Uh, I think that would be it for me. And the biggest thing I did during my drop year and the time that you have right now was to basically build myself to multitask. Because a lot of people had told me that it helps a lot during MBA. So I think that was the biggest thing I learned, and that has helped me the most after coming in the B school as well. And for the scenario of B schools that we have here, it's as I mentioned, I cannot begin to explain the number of opportunities you'll have. It will be very overwhelming during the first few months, but you get the hang of it. You get to know what you can do. You get to pick and choose a lot of things, and you'll understand as the things go on. Also, the laziness will be taken out of you in the first month. First month itself, you'll not be allowed to be lazy or something. We have worked till 4 and got up at 6 and went to our classes and everything. So it's like that.
Some rapid fire questions for you from my side, so they all can get a hang of it. So, how important is communication skills and English inside the campus?
The communication skills are the biggest, like the most important thing, because people are there from every corner of the country. So to connect to them, to talk to them, you need to know, you need to have a good hang of English, and you need to communicate your point well. Because if you're stretching it out to a great extent, people will lose interest. If you're saying it very short, people might not connect with you. So just the right amount, you need to understand that. And also, just to network with people. Initially, don't come with a closed mindset that I'll not talk to people, I'll have a few friends. First few months, go and talk to as many people as you can. Talk to your seniors, talk to your teachers, talk to anybody that you can, for that matter, even the guards, for that matter. They also have such good stories to tell, and so good to know people in what people in Tamil Nadu are doing. And considering I'm from North, so it's a very different perspective to a lot of things. So
Okay.
communication is very important.
तो ये थोड़ा सा ये एक फैक्टर था कि जो बेबी आईएम्स जो कैप कॉल्स है उनका प्लेसमेंट जो है एवरेज रहता है, ये सब लोग बोलते हैं ऐसा. अभी आई आल्सो डोंट नो, सो आई वांट टू आस्क यू, लेट कम्स फ्रॉम द हॉर्सेस माउथ. टेल अस व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द प्लेसमेंट स्टेटस एंड हाउ आर वी लुकिंग एट इट.
Okay, so with placements right now, the market is very bad, being very honest, bluntly honest, but the market is bad for ABC as well. So they are also facing the same issues that we are. Blackie is having the same issues that we are. But considering other things, as far as I have heard, all these baby IIMs and new IIMs are doing pretty good. The tag of IIM says a lot, and a lot of non-IIMs as well are doing great. I have heard about IMI, IMT, Great Lakes, XMB, they are doing great. And with IIMs, it's more or less it's difficult, a little difficult for new and baby IIMs, but they are doing pretty good considering the market situation, and it will grow. It will grow year on year. That's nothing to say.
Just tell us few questions which were asked to you in your interview to IIMs.
So in my interviews, I was asked like almost everything from GK to core subjects that I was in. So I did one of the courses that was with NCFM, Investment Analysis and Portfolio module. So it talks about DCF modeling and what is NPR, what is IRR. So they went into too much depth of it sometimes, and they asked me how to calculate it and how do you uh, basically the calculation aspect. They gave me a few examples. If this is if a company is going for valuation, what processes they can take. So you need to have good understanding of a course that you have done. And in GK perspective, know your city, know your state very well to the core, and your country. If anything new is going on in the country, anything related to anything, they can relate anything from marketing, they can relate anything to finance, to business, because you'll be a management student. So everything is going to affect the business in some way. So from there, for example, I was given questions like the name of my graduation, the university of my graduation college was Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. So I was asked entirely about Guru Gobind Singh Ji, like what he did and what he did not do. So the
Nice.
perimeter is really big. And I was asked like my name coming in history. I had no clue of that during that time, during the interview. But
Oh,
the range is really wide. So know your country, know your city really well, know your country really well, and the state. What is the politics going on? What is the political scenario? And the first CM, first women CM of the country, CM of the state,
लिख लो भैया,
the
इंपॉर्टेंट है ये सब, लिख रहे हैं ना ये चीज, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जो बोल रही है, इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, लिख लो ये चीज.
So all these things you need to know really well. You need to know the political scenario in your state, what is going on, and also the country. I think that would be it. The range was pretty much anything and everything that is there.
बहुत बढ़िया, वेरी नाइस. कपल ऑफ लाइक ऑफ द ट्रैक क्वेश्चंस. इधर कॉलेज में जैसे कि सी आफ्टर द कोविड, यू नो दिस जेनजी स्टफ इज ट्रेंडिंग. कॉलेज में भी लोग जेनजी बन के घूमते हैं कि पढ़ाई भी करते हैं कैंपस
बहुत सर मिलते हैं, जेंजी भी बहुत सारे मिलते हैं.
में? बहुत सारे हैं इसका मतलब.
हाँ हाँ सर, काफी सारे.
ठीक है, पढ़ाई में स्ट्रेस जा रहा है कि मतलब चल जाता है किस तरह से?
सर पढ़ाई इज 30% ऑफ MBA.
30% एमबीए.
पढ़ाई एक दिन में हो जाती है. इट्स ऑल
अच्छा,
अबाउट हाउ यू मैनेज अदर थिंग्स.
तो
70% इज व्हाट यू आर डूइंग आउट ऑफ द क्लास.
ओके, एंड 70% क्या है, वो क्या है 70% में कैटेगोरिकली?
70% is the people you connect with, the people you talk to, and the courses that you are trying to do. There are live projects given to you. What are you doing in that? The clubs and committees that you join. Not See, honestly, the clubs and committees look very astonishing from outside, but when you come in, it's not that much of addition, but it will give a lot to you. It will add to your resumes, no doubt, and you will get to learn a lot from the process of doing all that. So one of the things that I had was I tried to go for the general secretary in my college. So I went till the last person. I was the last three were elected, and I was the second one. So I could not get elected, but I got a chance to speak in front of 500 people. So it took the stage fright out of me. So
वेरी नाइस.
getting these opportunities, basically, the 70% is all grabbing the opportunities that you're getting. And believe me, there will be a lot of opportunities. You'll have to pick and choose.
ग्रुप लर्निंग होती है, अच्छी होती है ग्रुप लर्निंग?
Group learning subjects, because every project is a group project, and you'll have to make your groups accordingly, that one is good in technical stuff, one is good in presenting, one is good at making the presentation. So all these things come in handy.
पॉलिटिक्स होती है आपस में?
So definitely होती है. With
होती है.
seniors, juniors, CNCs होती है. Clubs, committees में they prefer a certain group, they sometimes don't prefer a certain group. The female male thing, it's always there, but you need to fight it and sometimes forget it. We learn from the experiences again.
दैट विल बी इट फ्रॉम माय साइड. एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन, बड़ा स्टूपिड सा, ये बड़ा चल रहा है आजकल की आईएम कैंपस में भूत घूम रहा है आजकल.
सर
ऐसा तो
हमारा
नहीं?
इतना पुराना नहीं हुआ अभी कि भूत घूमेगा.
ओके, जस्ट ऑफ द ट्रैक. चलो, गुड है यार, थैंक यू सो मच. एनी क्वेश्चन यू वांट टू आस्क बिफोर वी स्टार्ट विद द इंटरव्यूज? एनीवन? यू शुड आस्क क्वेश्चन. आई हैव ऑल फिर सिखाया था, फिर तुम लोग भूल जाते हो
Sir,
यार.
I want to
Anything
ask.
guys.
I want
यस.
to
Sir, I
ask
would
question.
like
Sure,
to ask.
हाँ,
sure.
अभी अभी जला ट्यूबलाइट की शिकायत सुनने. पूछो तनुष्का, प्लीज गो अहेड. एनी क्वेश्चन यू वांट टू आस्क?
Sir,
फटाफट.
it's Ashima actually. I'm having a bad throat.
ओके ओके, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है. आशुमा, प्लीज गो अहेड.
Ma'am, as you said that during your gap year and then during mocks something or the other.
आशुमा,
So
नेटवर्क का इशू आ रहा है, सब नेटवर्क इशूज देयर विद यू. आप टाइप कर दो क्वेश्चन, आप
please
टाइप कर दो.
elaborate on like how to
Sorry,
utilize that time.
आशुमा, नेटवर्क का
I
इशू आ रहा है बेटा, शी कुड नॉट हियर यू. आप टाइप कर दो
yeah,
क्वेश्चन. एनीथिंग एल्स यू वांट टू आस्क समबडी एल्स?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, गो अहेड.
yeah, sure.
मैम, रिसेंटली मैंने आपका एक लिंक्डइन पे पोस्ट देखा था जिसमें मैंने देखा था कि आपका सर्टिफिकेशन है नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज एकेडमी से. तो प्लीज उसके बारे में प्लीज बताएंगे वो किस तरह का कोर्स है, कैसा सर्टिफिकेशन है?
बहुत तेज है यार
Okay,
तुम तो।
so
यू आर सुपर फास्ट, माय गॉड। बताओ, पहुंच भी गया इतनी जल्दी। गुड, आई लाइक इट। ठीक है, गो
it's a
अहेड।
good thing. You need to do your homework.
आई लाइक
So
इट।
basically, the certification is on the basics of as the certificate is investment analysis and portfolio module. So if you are anywhere interested in investment or you want to go in that direction, it's a good course. It gives you a brief at how things work. It will give you the terminology to understand it better when you enter the B school, because all those things will be taught to you. There's no need. After coming in the B school, I've realized there is no need to do that certification separately. But it is good because you'll have the hang of it beforehand. Like it tells you about what is a DCF model, as I mentioned. It will tell you what is IRR and NPV. So when the faculty is talking about that, you will know something about it beforehand. It talks about all these things in the stock market from a very basic level. So it will tell you the terminology and will help you understand how you can use it. The usage is not there in the course, but you'll get to understand the theory of it. So if you want to go in that direction, it's a good starting point.
गुड।
मैम
जैसे क्वेश्चन हमारे पास आया अभी, क्वेश्चन वी हैव जस्ट
Yes.
फ्रॉम आशिमा, and the question
Yeah.
is, can you please elaborate on how you spend your time in the gap year and after CAT? After
Okay,
the
so
gap year,
during
how you spend your time?
the gap year, I was pretty much preparing for my CAT exam only, and I did one course, that NCFM course that I mentioned. I did it during that time as well. After my CAT, mostly I prepared for the interviews, and it's a very deep ocean to prepare if you are actually trying to prepare about every subject. You need to keep up with the GK, so it'll take up most of your time. Aside from that, I tried to read books because I liked reading books and I had a few of them kept. So reading books and watching movies more or less, and tried to basically talk to people who are already in MBA, who are already doing MBA.
Very
So that
nice.
would help me, and yeah, so that would help me understand like what I need to prepare for and how I
Brilliant.
need to go about.
बहुत बढ़िया।
मैम
All right.
आई हैव
Last question. Last
Yeah,
question.
so
मैम आई हैव heard that South Indian people doesn't like North Indian.
तेरे
So
की।
it is easy. It like you would be able to connect with them. Like both I have listened very much about these things.
Nitya, can you please rephrase the question in a polished sentence? Like ये जो आपने बोला ना, अभी इसको काटना पड़ेगा, हमें edit करना पड़ेगा इसको, right? क्या इसको हम दूसरा से frame कर सकते हैं? Can we frame the question in other language, like some other sentence?
groupism, cultural groupism.
Yeah.
So what she wants to ask is, do you feel that there are challenges of regionalism when we go to South area? ऐसे बात करना चाहिए, ठीक है? हाँ, चलो आगे
So
बढ़ो।
see, if we take it in that direction, I would say that there's groupism in every place that you go. No matter you go to any IIM, be it Jammu, be it Trichy, does not matter. Wherever you are, groupism will be there, but people are there of every kind. So there are certain people from particular group who will not like another group, and you cannot change anything about it. But then you end up finding people from every cultural background who are interested in talking to you and who are very willing to help you. So it's about picking and choosing, because there will be a lot of people from your own background that you won't end up liking, and you will realize that somebody from another cultural background is so much more understanding of you as a person. So you need to pick and choose.
Be
Okay.
careful. Very nice. All right, that will be it for the day. Anmol, fatafat, your name, your hobbies, and your background.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Anmol Diman. I am born and brought up in Kanpur city, Uttar Pradesh. I love to watch movies, especially superhero content, web series, and listen original background music of South Indian movies. And I want to become a businessman, ma'am.
Great. Prakhar, Prakhar, mic is off.
Hi Yashi, I hail from the capital city of Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. I completed my graduation in Industrial and Production Engineering from Manipal Institute of Technology, and I'm currently working in KPMG as an SAP consultant.
Good. Rohit, mic on कर लीजिए। हाँ।
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Rohit Soni. I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I completed my graduation in Bachelor of Commerce from Jodhpur, and I love to play cricket and working out in the gym. Thank you.
Great. Ashima,
Hello, ma'am. My name is Ashma Singla. I am from Sangrur, a district in Punjab. I like to play basketball, volleyball, badminton, and I like to cook. And I want to have my own venture someday.
Nice. Manas?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Manas Goyal and I'm from Noida. I'm currently doing my undergraduate in computer science engineering, and my hobbies include social work, cricket, and traveling.
Great. Rhythm?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Ridham Misrani. I am from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I've done my bachelor's in science from Rajasthan University, and my hobbies are to watch web series and to travel. And I want to be a venture capitalist after 5 or 10 years.
Very nice. Shubh?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Shubh Mishra. I was born and brought up in Kanpur. I've done my undergraduate in Bachelor's of Commerce, and my hobbies include I love listening to music, and I like to write, and I aspire to be an investment banker.
Very nice.
Ma'am, just a small question.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Ma'am, have you studied from Tyndall School?
Yeah.
So I was your
Are you
junior.
from
I don't know if you remember me or not.
which batch?
2019 and 20.
1920. Okay, so you passed out in 20.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Points of discovery. बहुत बढ़िया. क्या बात है?
Small world.
Nice. Harshita?
Hello, ma'am. My name is Harshita Yadav. I belong to the city of Nawabs, Lucknow. I completed my graduation degree in Bachelor of Business Administration, and I love reading.
Very nice. Tanushka?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Tanushka Nigam. I am from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. I have done my bachelor's from Institute of Hotel Management, Catering Technology and Applied Nutrition, Lucknow. And I love to cook, listen to music, and play cricket. Thank you.
Great. Saurabh?
Hello, ma'am. My name is Saurav Arya, and I am from Khurja, which is in UP. And my education background is BCom from Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Meerut. And my hobbies are playing sports and other playing sports.
Nice. Pankaj? Mic off, mic off. Mic off it up.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Pankaj Soni. I born and brought up in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Recently, I graduated with a degree of commerce from Jana and Vyas University, Jodhpur, and I love to play cricket and working out in the gym.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nitya?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Nitya Agrawal. I'm from Lucknow, the Nawab metropolis, famous for its rich culture and hand embroidery. I did my schooling from City Montessori School, Chowk, Lucknow only, and I graduated in 2023 from Lucknow University, done Bachelor's of Business Administration in International Business. Thank you.
Great. Very nice. So, Yashi, I think we're done. Pick your
Yes.
choice. And जिनका कल इंटरव्यू नहीं हुआ था वो हाथ खड़ा करें एक बार. Just show your hands. जिनका कल इंटरव्यू नहीं हुआ था. So Anmol is there, Izam is there. You can pick them, right? बाकी सबसे बात हो चुकी है. Prakhar, Rhythm, and Anmol, they can give the interview today. बाकी आपकी choice है.
Okay,
All
sir.
right. All the best, Yashi.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, all of you. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll be starting with Anmol. Hello. So starting from the interview, as it should be. Tell me about yourself.
My name is Anmol Diman. I born and brought up in Kanpur city, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my schooling from Durga Prasad Vidyaniketan, affiliated to CBSE board from commerce stream. And after that, I completed my graduation, Bachelor's of Commerce from Jagran College of Arts, Science and Commerce, affiliated to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Kanpur University. And if I say about my hobby, I love to watch movies, especially I'm a big fan of superhero content. And I love to watch web series, and I love to listen original background music of especially South Indian movies. I'm a big fan of Anirudh Ravichandran. Apart from that, I also do coaching. I teach economics and business study to class 12 student.
So you would be very much aware about the difference between GDP and GNP. Can you please elaborate?
Ma'am, basically GDP is a gross domestic product. GDP is basically a sum total of all the market price of all the goods and services that produced in a domestic territory of a country. And if we say that about GDP, our India is in the top fifth largest uh, is in a fifth position. First is the USA, then the second is uh, China, then Germany, and then Japan, then India. So next is GMP. Ma'am, I don't know about the GMP, but I don't know I know the meaning of GNP, gross national product. So
Okay.
I really don't know the meaning of GMP.
Okay. So do you know the amount of the GDP? What is the number?
Yes, ma'am. 3730 billion USD.
Okay. What are the 5 types of markets on the basis of economics?
Ma'am, on the basis of economics,
Yes.
and basically I know about the financial market in this, where there's a money market, capital market, and under capital market is a primary and secondary market.
No, that is from the financial side. From the economic side,
Okay.
I'm asking monopsony, oligopoly. What are these
Okay.
5 types of markets?
Ma'am, I don't know. Don't know briefly about this. A little bit. There is some oligopoly market where there are only few companies that regulated that market. For example, telecommunication. There are
Okay.
only two. That is VI, Vodafone, Idea, and next is Airtel and Jio. So this is a oligopoly market.
Okay. So who is the chief economic advisor? Do you know of India?
No, ma'am. No.
What is stagflation?
Yes, ma'am.
What is stagflation?
Uh, Actually, I don't know the meaning. Actually, I never study about in my recent classes.
Okay. No issues. Can you tell me about your strengths and weaknesses?
Yes,
2
ma'am.
strengths and 2 weaknesses.
I'm a problem solver. I'm good at my I'm good at my leadership skills and management skills. And if I say about my weakness, being an open communicator, I might be blunt, uh, but I'm trying to polite with so that I will not able to hurt anyone's sentiment, ma'am.
And
And I'm also self-critical. I mostly focus on that area which I'm not able to achieve. But apart from that, I also have to focus on that area that I'm good. Actually, I'm focused also on that. We have to actually focus on both in that area which I'm not able to achieve, and in also which I'm achieving.
okay. Uh, who is the vice president of India?
Honorable Jagdeep Dhankar, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me any 2 latest business news?
Uh, yes, ma'am. Recently, actually, I have a keen interest in like entertainment industry. So I can tell you about the SAG-AFTRA. Recently, there due to AI, all the writer goes on the strike. So, but now all the writer they have a union. They have now signed with the Hollywood producers that if they have to use their character through AI, then they have to do the licensing from the writers as well as some actors. That is one. And another is about Cartoon Network, which is now slowly dying in the industry, man. And now he's going to join with the Warner Bros.
Okay. So I understand you are a fresher, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you think is your biggest achievement so far?
Ma'am, I am a school topper from class 10th, 11th, as well as 12th. I also was a school topper from the commerce stream as well as maths subject. I was in a school topper from the both science as well as commerce. That is my biggest achievement, ma'am.
Okay. And what do you think is your biggest failure? And what did you learn from it?
Ma'am, actually, I attempted three times CAT. First time I I did not much score. Second time again, it just 80%. Right now, I also not have a good percentile, but I'm working on it. How I choose another OMAT through which I can fulfill my long-term goal.
Okay. Do you know anything about marketing?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the 4 P's of marketing?
Ma'am, first is price, place, that is the physical
Yes.
distribution, product,
Yes.
and next is promotion.
4.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Four,
are missing one. You said price.
promotion, price,
You said
price,
okay.
product, place, that is physical distribution, and
Yes.
next promotion.
Okay. So what are the 7 P's of service marketing then?
That I don't know, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. So physical evidence comes in 7 P's. Physical evidence is not a part of place. It's different. What do you understand with marketing myopia?
Ma'am, I have not studied yet.
No issues. Okay, so I'm giving you 30 seconds. You have to talk for 45 seconds to 1 minute about sustainable growth in India.
Okay. Can I start now?
Yeah, sure. Whenever you're ready.
So, okay, for sustainable growth, we have to do various things like first rural development, which can only be possible through by the improvement in human capital formation, by the land reforms, by the government poverty alleviations, and we also provide the rural credit, especially to the through institutional and non-institutional sources. Institutional sources like the Land Development Bank, NABARD, Self-Help Group, etc. And we for sustainable development, we also have to do organic farming. That is from the uh, rural development. Apart from that, for we also have to do some infrastructure development, and also provide and also we can say that for sustainable development, we can also do something for the society, and what can we say that?
Okay, that's it. Who is the governor of Uttar Pradesh?
I don't know the governor. Sorry.
Okay, who was the first chief minister of Uttar Pradesh?
That is Govind Balla Pant. He was first prime minister in 1950.
Okay. What was your favorite subject uh, during your graduation?
Financial management, and principles of management both.
Okay, principles of management. What do you understand from it? Like, tell me one skill that you learned from the subject that you will be using in your MBA.
Ma'am, I use one discipline of Henry Fayol, that is discipline, principle of discipline. As I am very disciplined, not only following the rules and regulations, but also fulfilling all the commitments that I do something with someone else, other party.
How many principles are there of Henry Fayol?
Ma'am, there are 14 principles.
Can you name 5?
Yes, ma'am. Division of work, and stability of tenure personnel, principle of order, and that is aspiratory corps.
What
And
does that mean?
aspiratory corps means, ma'am, teamwork. And as according to Henry Fayol, according to this principle, there must be a harmony and teamwork between the members and subordinates as well as superiors, so that we can achieve the organizational goal.
Okay. What is working capital?
Ma'am, working capital is basically capital which is required for the to meet the day-to-day expenses. and we can uh, fund. We can use the usually use money market to meet the fund for the working capital, like commercial paper, commercial bill, bridge financing.
Okay. Do you know which stream you want to go for?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, finance.
Okay.
Actually, Actually, I have
Yeah,
a
sure. Please go ahead.
actually I have a keen interest in finance. That's why I took the finance in the graduation. But apart from that, I also believe that finance is a critical function in almost every industry. By specializing in finance, I gain some valuable skills and knowledge that definitely open the doors in the wide range of career opportunity. Like I can pursue role in investment banking, corporate finance, or entrepreneurship.
Okay. So, can you tell me what is Nifty 50?
Yes, ma'am. Basically, there is a national stock exchange under which there is a Nifty under which there are 50 listed companies which are financially sound. I can give some example like Reliance Industry. There are some banks like HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, SBI Bank, uh, and some Bajaj Finance. That is, and there are some others like apart from this Bajaj Finance, there are some other insurance companies also,
Okay.
and
Uh,
Mahindra, etc.
okay. And in what duration does what is the duration in which it is reconstituted or re-evaluated?
Sorry, ma'am, I really don't know about it.
No issues. I think it will be it for the interview. So to give you the feedback, know about your state first of all. Governor is a very basic question. It will be asked to you in almost every interview.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
when you are saying things like economics, that you teach economics or you want to go in finance, know the basic terminologies that are being used. So GDP and GNP are very common terms that will be asked to you the moment you say anything about that in your interview. So know that. And GNP is basically the products that are being produced by Indians outside the national borders. So anything that is produced by Indians outside national border comes in under GNP. So
Yes, ma'am.
terms like that, and also when you're saying economics or when you're saying finance, uh, you need to know everything that is going on in the country about economics. When I'm asking you business related news and you're saying you have keen interest in finance, say something about finance. Start reading financial news so you have at least
Okay.
one point that you can give about it.
Okay.
Also, something else that I had in my yeah. So when I asked you strengths and weaknesses, don't mention communication as your weakness.
Okay.
Don't mention that you're being blunt or anything because that gives a bad impression on a lot of different things. Try to find something else and that you can portray as your weakness. Also, don't mention that your percentile is low. No matter how much it is, if you're getting a call, you are there because you passed the cutoff. So don't mention you have a lower cutoff. Just say that you prepared and don't put it as your weakness is all I'm saying. Try
Okay.
to find different weakness and remember the number. The interview should not have to ask you if I'm mentioning 2 points, you just need to give me 2 points.
Okay.
And in weakness, try to avoid saying that I'll try to do this better by doing this, because if you already knew that it is your weakness and you're trying and you know the way to correct it, it's not your weakness. So you're working on it. It's just not your strength. So mention that it is my weakness. Bring in pointers that this is my weakness, but I have the strength to counter it. I like working alone, but I can also work in team. So if the interviewer asks you your achievement, you can mention something related to a teamwork that you have done, maybe a fest that you have done, maybe something else that you have done as a team. So to counter that.
Yes.
So that and also like work on your theories. All I'm saying, if you're whatever subjects that you're mentioning, go through your books again. So the basic 11th, 12th economics, finance, whatever you know, go through that and something uh, on those subjects related to the GK.
Okay.
That is happening right now. Okay, and also the extempore I told you for sustainable growth. So for sustainable growth, a lot of companies are doing a lot of different things right now. Laws are coming in place, and there are a lot of good examples that you can give with EV and everything coming in consideration. So there is also there's a thing that EVs may not be sustainable. So talk about things on a bigger aspect, except defining sustainability in different ways. Okay. Do you have any questions from me? You are not audible.
No.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So the next one, I think Prakhar. You're not audible. Is it?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible now. Hello. So yeah, tell me about yourself.
Hi ma'am, I'm Prakhar Mehrotra. I hail from the capital city of capital state of city of Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. I completed my high school from Navratri College, Lucknow, and I completed my graduation from Manipal Civil Technology in Industrial and Production Engineering, and I did my minor specialization in business management. I'm currently working in KPMG India as an SAP consultant, and my designation is of an analyst. I have completed an implementation project, and I'm currently working on two different projects simultaneously. My hobbies are playing sports and watching documentaries, and yeah.
Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll be back. Just give me a minute.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So you said that you like sports. What kind of sports do you like?
I can say I'm a professional. I have been a professional because I'm a national gold medalist in basketball. I represented the state of Uttar Pradesh back in 2016, and I also love playing cricket and badminton a lot.
Okay. So can you name 3 trophies or awards that are given in basketball?
It depends from a country to country, and the one I follow the most is National Basketball Association from the US, which is the most pristine ones. So there is a main award known as an MVP. It's that there are there's a award known as sixth man. It's usually the person who is not in the main team, let's say in the top 5, but has contributed the most to the team. And another award I could say is, sorry, I'm not able to recall it.
No issues. Okay. So the graduation that you mentioned, you are an engineer, right? Am I audible?
You are audible to us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think
You are
Prakhar's
audible.
video is stuck. Prakhar, you're not audible.
I think my Zoom crashed.
Yeah.
And
Can you hear me now?
I can. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah. So I was asking you that your graduation is in engineering, right? So what do you think from there you can use an MBA? Tell me 3 skills that you can use
my
from your
major was
engineering
industrial
background.
production engineering.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The first skill I would say is planning. strategic planning. So in my college, I used to have multiple lab events. Um, yeah, so in that we have to work as a group. So we had to pre-plan, decide, read the theories on it, and then apply it practically within a span of 3 hours. So that's one I could say. The second one, sorry, if you could repeat the question. My knowledge from
Yeah.
engineering too.
Yeah. So I was asking that can you give me 3 skills that you learned from your engineering that you can apply in a B school? Okay, no issues. You mentioned planning, right? So with planning, as we have seen that the business environment is changing very constantly and vigorously. And with AI in picture, it's changing at an even higher pace. So do you think with AI, all the planning that is being done in a business, because you need to plan in advance for 6 months, a year, and so on. So do you think with AI in the picture, will it affect the planning or how is it going to work out?
Yes, AI can definitely help planning at a larger scale. So there are multiple tools which we could use uh, where where we can feed in previous data, previous years or multiple datas, which could help us plan the future uh, requirements. And along with that, and we could also specify them regarding the requirements, so it could give us an accurate data. So it can reduce the time significantly, and that is the major uh, advantage out of it.
Yes, but I understand that you mentioned that planning is a vital skill, right? So if planning is a vital skill and with AI in picture, a lot of things can be very challenging to plan. So how will you work in that kind of a scenario if you are in a company? How will you tackle the AI and which is hampering with your planning?
From my side, planning could be in multiple ways. So could you give me a scenario as to where I come in and not an AI? Could you give me a
Okay, so
scenario?
to give you a scenario, you are a manager in a company and the project you are working on plans it 6 months to a year in advance, and your competitor has already done it with the use of AI. So you understand that 6 months down the line, if you execute the project, it will be of no use, and maybe it will be of use. So how will you assess that with the changing environment?
So basically, I'll definitely, it's a competitor. So I'll definitely try to use my existing skill set to plan it in advance. Um, if it's a 6 to 10 month project, I could definitely use my colleagues, my seniors, my partners who might have worked on a similar kind of project to help me give a schedule to every particular process of the project to plan it well.
Okay. So, what are your, can you please talk more about your work experience that you have?
Yeah, so currently I'm working as it's been a 18 month experience for me. Uh, has been so I've worked on a project from KPMG Australia. It was an internal project, and currently I'm working on 2 projects. One is of a machining, high accuracy machining manufacturing company, and the other one is a fertilizer manufacturing company. So in both these companies, we are implementing SAP. SAP is an ERP software. It's used in industries to manage and integrate multiple processes together to streamline the process. And yeah.
Okay. So, where do you come from?
I come from Lucknow.
Okay. So, can you tell me who was the last Nawab of Lucknow?
Sorry.
Okay, no issues. Okay. So, which field you want to go in after in MBA?
So currently, I'm pursuing towards management consulting because my recent background from consulting, IT consulting, has definitely helped me gain a few skills, which I feel like I would be able to nurture more in an MBA and move forward in management consulting.
Okay. So which companies are you targeting?
So I'm definitely targeting the top three, which is the McKinsey, Bain, and BCG. And apart from that, even though I'm working in KPMG, it's a big four consulting firm. I would definitely like to join either other big four consulting firms or get a higher designation in them.
Okay, so you already have a consultant role, as I understand, and KPMG is a good company to work in, and it's been only 18 months. So, what is the reason for you to leave the job and go for a MBA right now?
So I feel like my my experience so far has been great, but I'm looking new opportunities and I'm looking for a better growth prospect, better networking prospects in an MBA, a better curriculum which could help me accelerate my career in a span of 2 years, rather than pushing for a longer duration working in the same company.
So you can go for networking in staying in a company also, and you can look for better growth prospects even by changing companies.
So the current challenge which I'm facing right now is I work from project to project basis. So I could be staying in a city for 6 months and then move to another city, and it also depends on the location. So the location could be extremely deserted, which definitely hampers my ability to network for a long period of time. So I want to like concept it and make the best use of it.
Okay. So you mentioned that one of your projects was based on fertilizers, right?
Yes.
Do you know anything about AOA, that is Agreement on Agriculture in India? Okay. Do you know can you talk about the farm laws that were being discussed so much?
I knew about them, but
Sorry?
I'm not, I'm not able to recall them. I knew about it, but I'll read them about it.
No issues. So, okay, I'm giving you 30 seconds. You have to talk for 1 minute about Gift City.
About the Gift City.
Yeah.
So Gift City is planned by the government of India in the state of Gujarat. Sorry, I'm not able to recall. I know about the gift index. It comes from the Singapore index, which where multiple Indian companies which are listed which are listed on the public are also listed there, and that runs 2.5 hours ahead of the Indian index. So that is usually used as a benchmark for multiple traders and multiple investors to get a hold of the Indian public market.
Yeah. What kind of legislature does Uttar Pradesh has? Okay. Who is the Chief Justice of India?
Dr. Chandrachud, CJI Chandrachud.
Who is the RBI governor?
Mrs. Nirmala Sitaraman.
RBI governor.
Sorry.
Okay. What is your give me your one biggest strength and one weakness?
One biggest strength I would say of mine would be a team member. Because I feel like a team leader, it's great being a team leader, but under a team leader, there are multiple team members. And I think starting at a grassroots level, the first major skill we should have is of being a great team member. And that comes with collaboration, that comes with having a good communication. So that would, I would say, I have is my main strength. And one major weakness, I would say, is of self-criticism. Sometimes when I measure my daily task or measure my weekly task, so I tend to criticize myself over than I should. So,
Okay, so I'm giving you a scenario that if you are a manager of an alcohol company, how are you going to increase the sales considering India has a very taboo image of alcohol?
uh, could you go in detail of the question?
Sorry?
Could you get in detail of the question?
So there's no detail. You can make your assumptions as you want.
So we need to increase, by what I can get from you is we need to increase the sales of alcoholic products within India.
Okay, so I'll give you one detail that with Gift City, the alcohol prohibition has been lifted, considering it is in Gujarat, which has alcohol prohibition, and Gift City has lifted the prohibition. So why do you think is that happening? With a country like
One
in
reason I could
India,
think of,
there's a taboo. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, one reason I could think of it is due to international relations. Because there could be a multiple inflow of international investors, of international personnel, and so in these cases, I feel like the cultural part of a country should be lifted so as to make it a more holistic and more welcoming area.
Okay. Who is the IT Minister of India? Okay. Can you give me one failure that you had during your work at KPMG, and how did you overcome it?
So one failure I had was I had to present, and while presenting, I made a major mistake in analyzing a particular part of the business process. So while I was presenting, me and my manager realized it might have happened because it was shared multiple times within the company and it might have been edited. So how am I audible?
I'm sorry, your voice is cutting. Sorry.
Yes, yes, it got. Just can you hold 1 second, actually?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So while presenting, I had to come up with an idea where I present the client on the whiteboard as to how to cover up that process. It was basically a business process to which we had to give a solution through the SAP standard. So I was able to explain them the whole flowchart on a whiteboard rather than the presentation slide. And that resulted in a successful presentation, and the client didn't know that there was a mishappening which happened.
Okay. So I think it will be it for your interview. So for the feedback, firstly, know about your state, the GK of your state, because I asked you like very basic questions, and the ministers, the fields that you have worked in, and the basic ones, because like the tourism is going on a lot right now in social media. So tourism minister, you have worked in IT, so IT minister, and people like that. So you need to know all these people, and also when you're talking about when the interviewer has given you like 30 seconds and then start speaking. So don't, even if you know the answer, don't go into speaking it directly. Take those 30 seconds, 20 seconds to 30 seconds and analyze at least 2 to 3 sentences with the least of information you have. With the least of information that you have, take 20 to 30 seconds and try to build it to some point and then start speaking. Because the moment you will start speaking, the moment the question has ended, you'll end up with 1 or 2 lines of. So it will give a bad impact. So if you're given time initially, take that time and just ask the interview, like, can I take some time and then start working? Also, have you, like, I didn't ask you much questions about the project management thing. So if you have worked on different projects and you are saying consultant, so go through the theory of project management also. So as far as I understand, there's a lot of theory involved with project management as well. What kinds of projects are there and what is the duration of different projects. So go in the theory of that as well, because people will ask you questions on that.
Theory of the project I have worked on.
No, theory of project management as a subject.
Okay.
So if you go on internet, you'll be able to find a lot of things. The basic things only, because mostly it will be about your projects. But just to be sure, know some theory of project management. And also, if you know any answer, don't let it come to your face. Because you have a very revealing face, as I understand.
Yes.
If you know an answer, it comes to your face that you know the answer.
Yeah. I know I had made a mistake, or I made a significant mistake. So that's why I might have. But yeah, I'll keep a poker face.
Yeah, you need to keep a poker face. Even if the interviewer is having fun, even if the interviewer is smiling, don't smile. Just keep a straight face and just put on a very small smile during the answer if you think you're going in the right direction. That's it. So I think that will be it. And also, yeah, one more thing, that what calls are you expecting? What's your percentile?
Currently I'm expecting only SIBM call.
What was your CAT percentile?
CAT percentile was below 80.
Okay. So just check that whatever college interviews that you are going to give, do they have MBB coming there or not? If they don't have MBB coming there, don't mention the companies or the role. Yeah, just mention where you want to go.
Yeah.
So
Apart from MBB, I would have said, because I'm aiming for SIBM, so I've read through that. So actually, strategy is their best consulting. So I would have.
see, a lot of times I would still suggest you coming inside the B school, you realize it's a different ball game altogether. So don't say the names of the companies until you are asked. That if the interviewer asks you, like, which companies from your role are coming here, then say that according to the placement report, Accenture strategy is coming. Yeah. So don't mention any companies. Just say that I want to be in consulting and front-end consulting. That's it. Yeah.
Basically, keep it slightly generic and not.
Yeah, very generic. Don't mention companies. And also, I would say the same thing to Anmol as well. Don't mention the roles also. There's no need to mention the roles, because the moment you say investment banking or corporate finance, they'll rip you off. That what is investment banking and how it works. And the moment you will not be able to give one answer, it will give a very bad impact.
Ma'am, like in generic, we need to only tell that which industry we are focusing on.
Yeah.
After a MBA or whichever.
Yes.
We don't need to tell them the specific industry till the time they, specific companies till the time they ask us.
Yeah, don't tell them specific companies, don't tell them specific roles, but do your homework, read their placement report and see which companies are coming there that you want to go in. So if they end up asking you which companies you want to go in, you can say that according to your placement report, this company is coming and I will be aiming for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't mention the roles, because you don't know what roles are being offered there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, for example, if they ask a question that how are you seeing yourself after 5 years? So what kind of answer we can elaborate or tell them? Like
Okay,
we can
so
say this, that we can see ourselves after 5 years in an IT industry as an HR manager. If our field is HR.
don't be so specific, I would suggest. If you are very sure of going into HR, then you can say that you want to be a HR manager of, don't mention the industry in that scenario also, I would say, because HR managers, I think, would be a very big field in itself. So just say HR manager in a company and I want to work for the employees. Something on those lines, that you want to be there for the employees, understand their problems and something on those lines.
Means only in a generic form we need to tell.
In a generic
Neither
form.
our neither industry nor company, not even our role.
No, if you're going for HR, because with finance, somewhere you need to go in some direction. Maybe with finance or with marketing, you can say that you want to proceed your way in brand management or something on those lines. But with HR, you just say that you want to be an HR manager That's it. And then say that you want to head a team of certain number of people and be what kind
Okay.
of a manager you want to be.
Like some of the
Just
other
like,
qualities we can
yeah,
mention.
yeah. You can mention what kind of a manager you want to be, that you want to lead a group of 10 people.
Okay.
You want to lead a group of the HRs where you are able to help them and grow with them and see yourself at a certain level.
Okay, ma'am.
There you can mention the role.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so who else was left for the interview?
Ma'am, me, Rhythm.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, tell me about yourself.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Rhythm Srani. I am from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I've done my bachelor's from LBS PG College in Rajasthan. Like at the time of graduation, I interned at Ginnar Sort, which led me to a full-time job, which I continued there for 10 months. My job role over there was of business support executive. So I was working there as a bridge between the management and the dealers and customers. After that, I joined Teleperformance seeking their career growth. There, I was getting a chance to work with global brands. So for first, I worked for Amazon North America campaign where I was working into client-facing roles. So where I was assigned as customer care executive, and after 6 months, I got my first promotion and was promoted as a subject matter expert. I was having a team of 20 associates, and my job role was to manage all the process knowledge, manage all the new updates, and to make sure that they achieve their KPIs. But in Feb 2023, I had to leave that job due to global circumstances, so the process got ramped down. But again, after 2 months, I got hired back, and this time I was working for Adobe, where I get a glimpse of sales. My job role was of a technical support executive, but my main role was to deal with small and medium businesses of North America and Australia, and to convince them to stay with the Adobe products. Apart from it, my hobbies include watching web series related to finance, or spending time into the stock markets.
Okay. What web series do you like the most?
My favorite web series would be Billions.
Would be?
Billions.
What does it talk about? What is it about?
So it's about a person whose name is Bobby Axelrod. He's a venture capitalist. So what he does is he literally buy off the whole America, and there is an investigation going around him. So it's a big web series. It totally arounds how a venture capital can improve a state, improve a city in terms of development, in terms of industrialization, and how it can ruin just to achieve their personal goals.
Okay. So you like to read and work in stock markets, right? So you have
uh
experience with stock markets.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you tell me about what is repo rate?
Repo rate is the rates on which RBI gives the money to the banks. So it's the interest rate on which RBI lends the money to the banks.
What is the current repo rate?
I'm really sorry, ma'am. I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Okay. So if I wanted to invest in 5 stocks right now, what would you suggest me?
Ma'am, for now, I would like first, like apart from sectors, first I would suggest you to kindly check in which sectors you want to like spend, in sectors which you want to invest, because right now the stock market is bit overvalued. Like some stocks have given 80 to 90% returns in the past 6 months, this like for due to the elections and the polls. But for now, if you ask me the 5 stocks which I would suggest to you, so it would be safe bets. One would be Reliance. So Reliance has recently there was Gujarat Vibrant Summit, and Reliance has committed to gain a capacity of 35 gigawatt in Gujarat as a green power project. Second would be into the Adani's stocks, like you can invest in Adani Green Power or Adani Power. Third would be ITC. Fourth would be Asian Paints, and fifth would be HUL. So it's totally like scoring is based on consumption.
But you forgot to ask me my risk. taking capabilities right now? Maybe I
I'm
don't
sorry,
want to
ma'am.
take the risk, or maybe I want to
Mhm.
take a lot of risk.
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
Yes. And you also forgot me to ask the size of my portfolio that I'm trying to build.
Okay, ma'am. I'm
Yeah,
really sorry for that.
no issues. Money minting is done by whom?
Ma'am, I'm really sorry. I'm not aware of that answer.
Okay. So, do you know anything about IRR and NPV?
No, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, I have a keen interest in finance. And to learn more about the finance, I want to pursue my MBA. Like my first goal is to create a venture. And the second goal is to learn more about the finance because my graduation was in science. So, I'm not aware of the nuances which are there in finance. I'm not aware of the terminologies which are there.
Okay. So, can you give me two business news related to finance?
Sure, ma'am. So, ma'am, first would be that Clear My Trip, which is a listed entity, has cancelled all the bookings to Maldives. So they are not taking any bookings for Maldives in order to support our nation. And the second would be Ola Electric is trying to bring a IPO of around 5,500 crores into the market.
Okay. As you mentioned the Maldives case, I have one question from you that do you
Yes,
think
ma'am.
politics should be affected by social media?
Uh, Ma'am, as per my opinion, I don't think that it should be affected by the social media, but also it depends on the posts which have been made because if someone is targeting a minister or a person, then it can be subjective to them. But if they're targeting the whole nation, like in the Maldives case, they wrote two tweets about India and one tweet about Narendra Modi. So if they're targeting the whole India and we play a vital role in their economy because the maximum tourists which are going over there are Indians. So I think due to which we should consider our relations, but we should definitely have a point of the government as well because due to some person we cannot make our relations, we cannot. I'm
Okay.
really sorry, ma'am, but I'm not able to gather my thoughts. Yeah.
Okay. I get your point. Okay.
Hmm.
Also, which subjects were you interested in during your graduation?
Ma'am, in my graduation, I was having physics, chemistry, and maths.
Okay. So, why do you think engineering background would be helpful for you in MBA?
Ma'am, I have done my graduation in Bachelor's of Science, so it was more of a research work which you used to do. So, ma'am, I think like whenever you go into a business, so there are several things, and one of the thing is making a product or testing it. So in that, there are a lot of aspects which are covered from the science, which can help. Apart from that, I had mathematics, so I had higher order mathematics. I had statistics in my subject, so I think that can help into finance and into learning of it.
Okay. So I understand you have experience in sales.
uh no, ma'am, it was not a proper sales, but I was just having a conversation with the company, and we were trying to find a way which would be suitable for both, so it was of a retention job other than
Okay, so
sales.
can you tell me about what is customer relationship management?
Sure, ma'am. So, as per my knowledge, so customer relationship management is the service which you provide before or after sales. So it helps the customer to take decision about your company and about the services which you provide.
Okay.
And in case of any difficulties, it helps them to resolve their issue and to use the service at its fullest.
Okay. So what is IDA model?
I'm really sorry, ma'am, but I'm not aware of it.
Okay. What is the promotion mix?
I'm extremely sorry, ma'am, but I'm not aware of that too.
No issues. Can you tell me 3 strengths and 3 weaknesses that you have?
Sure, ma'am. Well, ma'am, so while having my corporate experience, so I was working mainly into client-facing roles. So the three strengths which I have, according to me, one would be negotiation. So during my time at Ginnar Soft, my job revolved around negotiation. So my job was to, negotiate a deal which would be suitable for both the dealers and the companies.
Okay.
Second would be communication skills. So during my time, like when I was having these client-facing roles, I had to communicate a lot, due to which I think that I have improved my communication skills and I can convey the message in a very brief manner. So I think that is my second strength. And the third would be analytical thinking. So during my time, I had to, before making a suggestion or before making a decision, I have to analyze both the things. Like if I take this decision, so how it will, affect our company as well as the clients. So these would be the three strengths which I believe I have. And the three weakness, according to me, one would be overcommitment. So, the time when we are running from so ourselves, so that would think I am also
Your voice
like
is
I'm working
breaking.
on it
Your
on my
voice
time
is breaking.
management skills. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, no issues.
I'm audible now?
Yeah. Continue.
Sure, ma'am. So ma'am, my one weakness is of overcommitting.
Yes.
So at the time when I was seeking career growth, I used to take a lot of tasks onto me. So I used to like say yes to everyone. But I'm improving that. Now I'm learning about time management. So I'm, prioritizing my task and completing to them. Second would be that I aim to be a perfectionist. So I want to do my work in a perfect way. And, till the time I'm not satisfied with it, I do not submit it. And due to which I tend to miss some deadlines. And the third would be delegation, like delegating the task. So when I was working there as a subject matter expert, so I had a team of 20 associates. So I was assigned a mentor as well. So my job was to take the core jobs, which only I can do to me, and delegate other jobs to the mentor, so that we can do a work more efficiently and accurately. But at
Okay.
that time too, I was doing a lot of tasks, so that I can ensure that it's perfect. But now I'm starting to trust, like I'm learning to trust to the team members. I'm teaching them, and now it's going well. So these would be
Okay.
three weaknesses which I have.
So can you tell me about something about the situation of inward economy in India?
Ma'am, I'm extremely sorry, but I do not know the meaning of that term.
Okay. Um, do you know anything about the types of types of budgeting that are used by the companies?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Um, who is the finance minister of India?
Nirmala Sitaraman.
Who is the head of Rajya Sabha?
I'm really sorry, ma'am, but I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Who is the first woman chief minister of Rajasthan?
Vasundhara Raje.
Who is the current CM?
Bhajan Lal Sharma.
Okay. And who is the governor?
Uh, I believe it's Vimal Kheda, but I'm not sure of it, like if it is changed or not.
Okay. What are the types of central tendencies in statistics?
I'm really sorry, ma'am, but I don't recall that.
No issues. Uh, What are the methods to calculate deviation?
No, ma'am, no idea about it.
Can you tell me 3 laws in physics?
3 laws in physics. The one which I recall are laws of motion. So the first would be law of inertia.
Anything aside from that?
Anything aside from that?
Yeah.
So I can tell you Coulomb's law. So which was, which gives the value of gives the value of current.
Okay.
Second would be Joule's law, which gives the value of energy, which defines the value of energy. And the third would be no, I'm not sure of it.
What is the law of thermodynamics?
Law of thermodynamics. No, ma'am, I'm not sure of it.
Okay, no issues. I think this will be it for the interview. And for the
Sure, ma'am.
feedback, mention the graduation that you have done, graduation course that you have done, because you did not mention that in your introduction. And from there, I did not know where I had to go. I had to realize during the interview that you are an engineer. And after that, the work experience that you had, I think it's more or less related to sales and things in that department, right? As far as I am understanding it. Almost all the
Ma'am,
roles were in somewhere related to client roles or
yes, ma'am.
related to
Client roles
the
and customer service.
customer management, more or
Yes,
less.
ma'am.
So you need to read more about sales and the models that are being used in sales. Like
Yes,
IDA
ma'am.
model that I mentioned, it is the most basic one that we use in sales. So understand about that, and they can even ask you how can you use that model in your in the company that you were working in. That and also when you're mentioning the company name, make sure that you are saying it very clearly because it was not very clear. Every
Okay, ma'am.
company name that you are mentioning, make sure that it is very clear. And after that, I would say that when you are mentioning stock, first of all, it's a very, very, I would say, difficult place to be in because the faculties and the people who are taking the interviews know a lot more about finance and investment than you would know right now. So if you really know about it, then talk about it. Because the moment you
Sure,
say
ma'am.
stocks, they'll start grilling you entirely on stocks. So I had a lot of my interviews based entirely on that. And also, just one pro tip to everyone. I wanted to go in finance initially. So, but I stopped mentioning finance after my first attempt because I realized the moment you say finance or investment or anything related to stocks, they will start grilling you. And the theory is a lot more. So I started preparing for marketing and I started saying marketing in my interviews. So it's a very tricky place to be in. You just say that you want to go in marketing or finance and marketing first because it has comparatively easier models and easier matrix, I would say. And it's easier to learn and execute, basically, for the interview at least. And then you can go and choose whatever field that you want to go in. But for the interview, be on the safe side and take up a subject or a field that you can easily read about. Or if
Sure, ma'am.
you really want to say stocks and you really want to say something like that, then know the basics of it. Know how valuation is being done. You cannot just say that you like stocks and you don't know understand valuation. So I didn't even go on valuation right now. You read about how valuation works, how companies go for valuation, how is it overvalued, what ratios you use to consider it overvalued or undervalued, how the models work, and basically there comes the economics as well. So know about the economics also, who is the basically your state economics and your state politics that is going on. Also, if the name is not mentioned in a political scenario, try to avoid mentioning any name. Don't mention
Okay, ma'am.
any name and go ahead with it. Because there will be interviews, they'll try to provoke you to say a name or the party's name. Don't go for it. Just be very diplomatic in those stances. Any political situation, be very diplomatic and have a political opinion, but if it comes to the situation, just say I'm apolitical myself, but if you want my opinion, it would be this.
Sure, ma'am.
because you should not look that you are favoring one person or the other. It can come off like that sometimes. Aside from that, I think just read the theory, I would say, because the whatever you're mentioning, be it physics, like you said, your graduation is there, so you need to revise all those things. And I'm not from a physics background. I'm not an engineer, but still, if I know something I'm very sure it's a very basic law if I remember the name of it. So know the names and understand the basics of all those things again. I think that would be it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Just the theory, I would suggest. Theory and the
Sure, ma'am.
political GK.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, what should we
Ma'am,
do if we don't know the answer of any particular question or any particular topic?
Nothing. You can just say that I'll read more about it after the interview,
Okay,
or
sure.
I'm not very sure of it. Your answer was very right when I was asking you finance questions. When you mentioned it to me very clearly that you want to study. Over there, when you mentioned the first plan is to have a venture and then go for business, make it the opposite. You want to
Sure,
take
ma'am.
business knowledge, then you want to go in the venture.
Sure, ma'am.
And I hope that you know what venture you want to go in, because they might go in that direction as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if you're not sure of the venture, just mention that you want to have your own business at some given point in time, which you will understand after going in MBA and understanding the wide spaces that they have.
Okay, yes, ma'am, that works.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nitya, thank you so
ma'am,
much.
as you were a BBA graduate, so in your interview, did they ask about something about your graduation related to BBA? Because of course, I'm also a BBA graduate. I have 1 year gap. So it is very much difficult to revise everything, to learn everything, because at some point of time, first semester subjects, second semester subjects, we used to forget. So
Yeah.
did they ask anything specific about the BBA or your
Yes,
graduate?
yeah. You need to firstly know a few subjects, names of the few subjects, because they end up asking you a lot of times. Name any 5 subjects that you did during your graduation. And after that, all my questions were, I think, based on the graduation itself. So the 4 topics that I would mention to you would be: read about marketing and read about sales and marketing as a whole, what matrix are being used, and what, for example, there's BCG matrix, Ansoff matrix, 7 C's of McKinsey. All these things you need to know. And the questions like on economics, like difference between business and trade. So these questions: what is modern economics, about Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor. So they used to ask me all these questions, because all these things are there in your 11th and 12th also, and then during the
Yeah.
3 years also.
Okay.
So I would suggest that as and on you will be going forward, you'll be getting a lot of PDFs from different colleges. So what is your percentile, if I may ask?
In my graduation.
No, in your CAT exam, the
Okay, so I didn't score well. I just got 70 percentile in CAT. So I'm not
Okay.
expecting any IIMs call, but it's a general question because I am expecting calls from NMIS.
Yes.
Obviously.
Okay, so I would just suggest that you brush up all those things. You can go on internet and just type marketing question, sales question, economics questions. So you'll get a lot of big question bank, just to understand what kind of questions they'll be asking.
Ma'am, why only sales and marketing question? Like, if you have told them that my favorite subject is marketing, then only they will ask about the marketing or sales questions.
No, because with sales and marketing, the situation is with my BBA, they have your mark sheet. So I had two subjects during my graduation. One was entirely based on goods marketing, and one was entirely based on service marketing.
Okay.
So that was the reason that they asked me all those questions every time. Even if I mentioned that I want to go in finance, they questioned me a few things about marketing. For example, what are the 4 P's, 7 P's on a basic level? And
Okay.
if you're saying you want to go in investment or in any other field, you need to know everything about that field, as I mentioned.
Like for in my graduation, in my BBA, I have some kind of subject like personal management, strategic management, business communications. So like my field was some kind of field related to communication management and like about the leadership, or we can say that more about the, not about the marketing, but more about the finance or HR, human resource. So these
Yeah,
were
so still there are different models that are being used in HR also. There are different formulas and different ways of calculating ratios and everything in finance. So you need to know all those things. You will have to brush up. Like, don't go too much in depth, but you need to know the basics. If you had finance as a subject or anything related to investment or in that direction, you need to know what are the 5 types of ratios that are being used. You need to know what is how valuation is being done. Don't go in too much of depth, but just know that there is one way, like PE ratio, if you have read or not,
Yeah,
I don't know. So yeah,
profitability
if you have
predictor.
read it, if you have studied it till there, you'll need to know different types of different ways to evaluate a company. Just the theory only. You can say that you don't know the formula of that. IRR, NPV, if you are going in finance. If you're going in HR, there are different ways, different models that are being used in HR. So, for example, McKinsey 7S is a model that is technically of strategy, but they have 3 components from it that consider the HR side of it. So that is skills and the soft skills basically. So that comes somewhere under the HR thing. So
Okay.
maybe that.
Okay. And in your like interview, did they ask that what is the favorite subject you in your graduation? That what was your favorite subject in your graduation?
Yeah, they did ask me, and that is what I was telling you. HR was marketing was the
Fine.
easier thing for me. So
Okay.
I wanted to go in finance, but I mentioned marketing because it was the easier thing to revise and easier thing to read during that time. So I did that at that
Okay.
point. I used to mention marketing.
Okay. So like if we are fresher, we need to know something about our graduation.
You see, because you are a fresher, have you done any internships?
Yeah, I have done 8 months of internship after in my last year of my graduation. And
Okay, so
that was all in HR only because it was my subject. So
Okay, so you should know about that, know in depth about your internship and mention that. Like, has sir mentioned you the way you need to introduce? So there is one flow
yeah,
of the answer.
that aligns our everything about in a way.
Yeah, so talk about the past and like your school, your graduation and what you have done in your graduation, your internships after your graduation, and so on and so forth, and your achievements and your hobbies after that. So go in
Okay.
that flow. So you will tell them that you have done internships in this particular field. Uh, so the questions will go there, and because you are a fresher, the questions will be focused on your graduation. Almost every interview
Okay.
that you give, it will be very focused on the graduation.
Because I have lot of forgot about my graduation subjects and many
I
more
understand.
things are there in it. So it is very difficult to cope up again everything and do.
No, don't go in everything. As I mentioned, like if you had HR as a subject, so you can just go on YouTube and go on Google and just search that
Right.
HR
Okay.
related questions for MBA interviews. So you'll get
Okay,
a
like
good question
few
bank.
subjects, few kinds of subjects we can pick
Few
up in.
subjects, yeah, few
Okay.
subjects.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
No issues. So anybody would like to volunteer for the interview?
Ma'am, I want to ask one question.
Yeah,
Like,
sure, sure.
at the time of graduation, I was doing a job, like I was doing job. Okay. So I'm not, I do not have any idea like what I read, how I gave the exams or anything. So I don't have any theoretical knowledge as of now. So how should I tackle any question if come from that way?
See, the right thing would be to do it. You have time right now. You can study.
Mhm.
You can revise a few things, not everything, but a few things you can revise. Uh, take up subjects that were important, or maybe take up any 5 subjects that you liked studying, and you can tell them that these were the 5 subjects that I liked during my graduation, and you can ask me anything from there. So suppose there was coding or something related to any kind of language,
Mm-hmm.
you should know the basics of that. At least you should keep revising all those things. And yeah, my suggestion would be take 5 subjects and read about that, so
Okay,
you'll
ma'am.
be able to handle those questions a little better.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
No.
like you said, that like talking about marketing is the easiest thing. So where to read it and like what to find about it.
See, talking about marketing, I think that has my bias in it because I read about it and I like studying marketing. So it could be finance for somebody, it could be any subject. Marketing, I used to study. See, I had my graduation in. As I mentioned, I had 2 subjects during my graduation. So I knew the terminology that was being used in sales and marketing. From there, I went on to do the exact same thing. I went to YouTube and just searched that questions related to marketing for MBA interviews. So you get good question banks. There will be repeated questions. There will be questions that are redundant to you. So you need to pick and choose sometimes. And whenever you find, basically, see, with marketing, there are very limited things that they can ask you as per the theory. So if you want, I can share it with you later on. I'll share whatever I used to study. So there are very limited things. But with marketing, the bigger issue is that you need to understand the marketing campaigns of the companies. So when I used to mention marketing, they used to question me a lot, that tell me the biggest marketing controversies or the companies that are doing really good with marketing. So you need to relate the real world scenario with it. Aside from that, you need to work on the GK and the bigger marketing campaigns that are being done.
And ma'am, as you mentioned that like if we are studying a subject and then we need to search like what is the current scenario related to that particular term. So what exactly we should Google? Like the
Can you
term.
make the question clear? I don't understand. Like what scenario as in?
For example, we read a term of economics like GDP,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So like what exactly we should Google so that we are, we know all the current things
Prepared for
about
the
it.
interviews.
Yeah.
Okay, so just basically go and search the current GDP and how much growth, the number and the percentage of GDP growth, and what India is aiming. So, and also understand where the GDP is coming from. So you need to read about the sectors, different sectors that it's coming from. Of lately, like last year during the budget, India invested a lot. I think the highest investment was for infrastructural development.
Manufacturing. I think
Manufacturing. Oh, okay. I might be wrong. So yeah, you can read more about that. And as the budget will be coming in, there will be a lot of questions related to the budget. So read about the budget in depth, like every single thing. What is the budget aiming for? How much they have invested in one particular thing? And for GDP, I think the definition, GDP, GNP, the definition, the way of calculating it, formula of GDP, and the growth rate, the number would be sufficient. You can just go and understand, because when you will search for one topic, it will relate it to different things. When you will search for GDP, it will relate you to the monetary policies that are being run in India. What is the repo rate? What is the bank rate right now? So it will keep on relating, and that's the depth of it, as much as you can go in.
So like we need to write the term and then write current
Yeah,
after it.
current news on GDP. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a
Yes,
question, ma'am.
yes, sir.
I have started my own business, which is online.
Okay.
So what questions that I can expect from the panel that can ask from me?
Okay, so as it is online, e-commerce, know everything about e-commerce and the scenario of e-commerce in India. What policies are coming in for advancement of e-commerce in India? What is the government doing for that? And what the industry of your business that you are in? What is the situation of that particular industry? And I think I think that would be it. The industry of your business and what the current market scenario is of e-commerce and how is it affecting. Maybe if you are going in too much of depth, know about the KPIs that you want to go for. What KPIs do you consider are right for your business, or what KPIs are you looking for it to grow? What will you consider growth? And from there comes the business aspect of the theory. Again, for example, difference between profit and profitability. What is expenditure? What is capital expenditure? How much did you invest? How much will you evaluate your company like? So everything related to that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
No issues. Anybody who wants to volunteer for the interview?
Ma'am,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have
Harshit. Okay. So I'll take in two. Harshita, are you there? Harshita? Um, Okay, so Rohit, you wanted to go in?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, tell me about yourself.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Rohit Soni. I born and brought up from Jodhpur, Rajasthan, which is known as Blue City of India. I hold a degree in Bachelor of Commerce from IIM University, Jodhpur, and I also completed my secondary and higher education from Jodhpur as well. And in academically, I topped in business studies in board exam in my school, and I also participate in GKQ's competition and essay writing competition in my school. And in extracurricular activities, I raised a fund during COVID-19 in my college for the families who are suffering from a financial crisis during the COVID. And I lead a 40 members of team in a 3-day camp in our school, which is dedicated to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. And in sport front, I have been privileged to be a captain for our school cricket team, and I love. And apart from that, I am helping my father's jewelry business, and I love to play cricket and working out in the gym. Thank you.
Okay. So I missed. What was your graduation in? BCom,
Bachelor.
right?
Yeah.
So can you mention 3 subjects that you liked in your graduation?
Financial accounting and company law, and third one is the economics.
Economics, okay. So can you tell me the difference between LLP and so what is an LLP, firstly?
LLP is the full form. LLP is a limited liability partnership. So it is why it is called limited liability partnership, because partners have a limited liability when they start as a partnership.
Okay. Can a public company, should a public company be listed? Is that a norm that if it is if it is a public company, it should be listed on the stock market?
I think there is not any written about that public company should be listed, but most of the cases public companies are listed in stock market.
Okay, that is not the case with most companies. But do you think of, can you think of any reason because of which a company should be, would want to go public and not want to go on the stock market?
Can you repeat once again?
Can you think of a reason that a company which is listed will not want to go on stock market?
Sorry, I don't have idea.
Okay, no issues. So you mentioned financial accounting, right?
Yes.
What is the difference between IRR and NPV?
IRR?
NPV.
No idea.
What is capital budgeting?
Sorry, I don't.
Okay. Can you give me the layout of a balance sheet?
Brief knowledge about
Just the template of the balance sheet, starting from the top.
Yeah, so balance sheet, first it is liability, amount, assets, and amount. In liability section, mention is capital, creditor, and loan, overdraft. And in asset section, we mention about furniture, machinery, cash, sundry debtors, and that's it, etc. And the total should be equal of liability side and asset side.
Okay. What are the types of inflation?
Sorry, no, I don't.
What is stagflation?
Sorry?
What is stagflation?
Sorry, I don't.
Okay. So tell me something that you read in financial accounting that you know about.
Yeah, so I have read about the accountancy, process of accounting, and consignment, joint venture, partnership. That's it.
What is the difference between a joint venture and a partnership?
Actually, the main difference between a joint venture and partnership is a long-term business, but joint venture is not a long-term. It is limited, set in a limited time. And in partnership, almost need more than two or more than two people. And in joint venture, you also need two people and sorry, two companies and firm. And there is separate books are made in joint venture, and also non-separate books are made, but in partnership there is no any separate books are created. That's
Okay. So, what is the rate of gold today?
sorry.
What is the rate of gold today?
So the rate of gold today for 10 gram, that is 64,500 approx.
Okay. So, do you think with the e-gold coming in the picture, which would be the better investment? Investing in hard gold or e-gold?
In my opinion, till now we should go for hard gold, because it is one of most safest investment. If you compare to the e-gold, when you go to sale hard gold, you may get more return in compared to the e-gold.
Okay.
That is, yes.
Okay. Can you tell me in which year Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was launched?
Just it was 2014.
Okay. And were you working with an NGO when you mentioned that you were able to generate money for COVID-19 during the COVID-19 period?
Actually, I was not part of any NGO, but I raised fund with my friends in my college.
Okay. So why did you not try to build it up in an NGO? Because as far as I understand, you worked for COVID-19 issue and you also worked in the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So why not work with an NGO or have one of your own?
Yeah. So actually, I have my studies in in college, and also I was helping father's business. So I want to do work in NGO, but I have working with my father business and I'm doing study. So I did not. I decided to not go NGO, but I contribute in financially to the NGOs, whatever I save.
Okay. So I understand that your father's business is in jewelry, gold jewelry, right?
Yeah.
So what would you do to increase the sales?
Uh, so in correct scenario, we have audience in three segments. First belong to the farmer, second from the army person, and third one is a little amount of businessman, which is have small businesses. And I want to create a more target audience, like more businessmen and other people who are in private sector, and mostly in our area, Western Rajasthan area. Mostly jewelries are made on the which is where called Desi jewelry, Rajputi jewelry. But I want to focus more jewelry in Kundan works, amboge works, which is leading, and to be apart from the competition, we want to start in this field. And I also want to put my jewelry shop in social network. I want to build modern, new generation people to aware about the jewelry shop.
Okay. Can you mention any three brands that are working in the modern jewelry on a national level?
Tanishq Jewelers, Malabar Jewelers, and PC Jewelers.
Okay.
Mm.
Um, okay. Can you tell me something historically important about Jodhpur?
Sure. So Jodhpur is founded by Rao Jodha in 1459, and the name of the city is originated from its founder. And apart from him, Rao Maldev and Veer Durgadas also sacrifices for their life for this kingdom. And one of Delhi Sultanate Sultan is name of Sher Suri. When he came to Jodhpur, he has a war against Jodhpur king at Maldev. Then he said some words that मुट्ठी भर बाजरा के लिए मैं हिंदुस्तान की बादशाह को देता. So this is also famous for the Jodhpur, and there is a fort in Jodhpur that is called Mehrangarh Fort, and there is a Gantaghar place and Satar Market. That's it. And it's sorry, and it is also the capital of Marwar region.
Okay. So, can you tell me any principles of marketing, principles of accounting?
Principle of accounting. There are three golden rules in accounting which we follow, and that is also called traditional classification of accounting. So first is all what goes is debit. Sorry, what comes in debit and what goes is credit. All expenses and liability, all expenses and assets are debit, and all income and liabilities are credit, and debit the receiver and credit the giver.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between GAAP and IFRS?
Sorry, ma'am, I don't have.
Okay. What are giffen goods?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure, but giffen goods means goods which are used in daily routine and which can be perishable goods.
Sorry?
Perishable goods are known as giffen goods. I'm not sure exactly about it.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me about Vibrant Gujarat Summit that has happened recently?
Yeah, oh, okay. So, Vibrant Gujarat Summit happened recently for the making new investment, outside investment in Gujarat, and especially for the development and infrastructure, and for the factory and renovation, and also creating. I think there are 3 lakh of jobs will be created in next 5 years in Gujarat state, and all the big investors were there in the Vibrant's Gujarat Summit, and they have all provide about resources and ideas what they can do and what will be changing will begin about the Gujarat and all of that.
Okay. What is the capital of Gujarat?
It's Gandhinagar.
What is the full form of Gift City? What is the full form of gift in that?
Sorry, I don't have it.
So, do you know anything about 2007 economic bubble?
I have a little bit idea about it. So it is started from America, and after starting from beginning from America, it put effect on entire on world, and it creates unemployment, and all countries were facing issues regarding unemployment and demand and supply, and still India is also facing issues, but at that time India is growing in their IT sector, so it does not put too much effect on India's economy. Instead of after the that recession, India is growing too much.
Okay. Okay. You are working in your father's business and also you know about economics. So, what would be your opinion? Take 30 seconds and then tell me about it. Should India withdraw from World Trade Organization?
Can you repeat once again? Actually, my internet was checking.
Yeah. Should India withdraw from World Trade Organization?
Should India draw?
Withdraw its name and participation from the World Trade Organization.
Yeah. So I'm ready. So, in my opinion, India should not withdraw name from a World Trade Organization because now India is developing country and we need to develop more. And for the make more development, we need resources, we need investment, and we need more ideas to execute. And I think WTO will put a major role to make our country development and to get a 5 trillion economy. And as well as if we will part of the WTO, we will have a good position in around the world leader in economic basis. And WTO, World Trade Organization, will also help about the fund and investment, and it also affect the regulation and the ideas, how India can be more powerful and how it represent to the world.
Okay, thank you. I think that will be it for the interview. So
Thank you.
for your feedback, I would mention that read the template of the balance sheet. So when I mentioned starting from the top, you need to mention name of the company, duration as a on, and then assets on one side, liabilities and shareholding on one side, and that should be equal. That's it. If I'm asking the template, that's it. If the interviewer is asking what are the components of assets or liabilities, then go into the detail. Just assets, liabilities, shareholding. That's it. And then read about the GK. That is Vibrant Gujarat, as I asked you. It's a very new topic, so you should know more about it. And the Great Depression question, 2007-8 economic bubble that I asked you, it's not related to India. India had a very less impact on it, so it's entirely based on US. You need to talk about that place. You don't need to talk about India and how it affected. So you need to tell the whole story that there were two brothers. It was a real estate issue, and how it became a bubble and what effects did it have after the burst. Same goes with the Great Depression. It's a very similar question. And then, as I asked you, the companies that are working in the marketing, companies that are going for modern jewelry. So when you're mentioning Tanishq, for example, so Tanishq as a whole is a very big company. They have a lot of ranges in them. So Tanishq has I'm not able to recall the name of the range, but you need to mention the range in that particular brand that is associated with modern jewelry, because Tanishq is doing very regional jewelry also, and they are doing the modern jewelry also. So they have different names of those ranges, and same goes with other brands. So you need to mention the range that is doing that.
What kind of
And
range can you range means
okay, so I cannot recall the name of the range right now, but for example, with Tanishq, Carrot Lane is, I think, owned by Tanishq. So Carrot Lane does that. Carrot Lane has a very minimal jewelry, so it's very modern jewelry. You can also see Bluestone. So you need to go in um, that direction. For example, Tanishq with their Raga has a very modern kind of simple watches, very feminine watches in their Raga range. So go in that direction. Go for the name of the range that is particularly doing that in modern jewelry. And then read about GAAP and IFRS, because you mentioned financial accounting and economics and things like that. So it's a very important thing. Also, I think that would be it. Know about the GK. That's it. Read more about the GK.
एक्चुअली वो थ्री फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट में इनकम टैक्स बताने वाला था और इकोनॉमिक्स निकल गया.
Okay. No issues. That will happen, but still, GAAP and IFRS are very normal things, and basic things of economics also you need to know, anyways.
Okay.
And also, yeah, the question that I asked you was of should India withdraw from World Trade Organization? So it's a very common topic that is going on right now, and it's not because of one particular industry. Mainly it is because of the smartphone industry, as far as I understand it, but the restrictions are there in a lot of different industries as well. So India is facing a lot of issues, and there are different dispute bodies that are being set up for that. So you need to read more about that. Then again, it comes at the GK. You need to be very aware of the current affairs and what is the scenario of that.
Okay.
Okay. I think that will be it. Does anybody have any questions?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So would you all want to go for a GD?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Ma'am, I would like to ask a question.
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, if we are mentioning that, like in the long run, I want to do, like have a startup or have a venture of my own. So, like, what kind of questions we should be expecting around it?
Firstly, you should know what startup you want. You cannot just say that I want a startup. Okay, so I'll ask you this question. We'll go up like that only. You are just telling me that you want a startup. So, what startup do you want?
Uh, in the entertainment industry.
Sorry?
Entertainment industry.
Okay, so what in entertainment industry? Can you do you have any business idea?
Yeah, sort of. Like, I'm not sure about it, but like, I want to connect dancers and the customers who want to prepare dance for the weddings and all.
Okay, so
Weddings events.
okay, so do you have you done the research and do you know are there platforms already doing that or not?
Ma'am, not like very extensively, but I will do that.
Okay,
I will research more about it. Yeah.
okay. And do you think what would be it would be easier for this kind of a startup to have competitors very easily?
Yes.
Yes. So what will you do about it? What will be your USP?
Ma'am, like as I was researching about it, so right now there's like due to AI, so what we can do is when they are having their classes, so there will be like a system where they'll find their motions, study their motions. So like then they'll what do we say? They'll feedback, give them feedback according to that, like what they should be doing and what they should not be doing, something of that sort.
Okay. So that kind of technology would require a lot of money.
Right.
Okay. And where do you think you'll be able to find investors? How will you go about it?
Ma'am, no idea.
Okay. So see, this kind of questions, it can go in any direction. So how will you compete with the competitors? Will it be easy for you to have competitors or not? What will be the business model? Why will somebody pay you? And if you are mentioning technology, you have the idea is good, but you need to say that I'll be able to understand more about this when I go into an MBA. I will be able to understand more about the industry and what are the white spaces in the industry to go in depth with this venture. Right now, I have this plan and I will be doing more research. That is the reason I want to do MBA, to understand how I would be able to do a business, or I would be able to do a business in this particular industry with this particular idea or not. Okay. And also
Ma'am,
one more thing.
because
Yeah, go ahead.
ma'am, because someone has said me that you should not be adamant about it. Like I want to do this only.
Yeah,
So you
that
you
is
need to be open about it.
that is what I'm saying. So you need to say that this is the idea I have right now, but with the tools that I will understand that I'll get with my MBA, I'll be able to understand if the startup has a future and the startup is required in the industry or not. How I'll be able to deal with the competitors and how I'll be able to get investors, or maybe I end up getting another idea by networking with people. So you have a very perfect answer set for your why MBA. You can relate this entirely to your why MBA, because you'll get to know people, you'll get a bigger market size, you'll get to sample a lot of people, you'll understand the market scenario, you'll understand the industry and the level to which you can grow this particular idea. And then say at the end, right now, this is the idea, but I may change the idea once I get more understanding about how a business works. So this shows that you want to have your own venture and you want to do MBA to understand the market. So that makes you even better in that scenario. Okay, and one more thing, when anybody is talking to the interview, don't say yeah. I am in the habit of saying that. Just say yes, because the interviewer will force you to say that. Say yes every
Okay.
time. And anybody, if you don't have an answer to a particular question that you think you should know, just say that right now I'm not aware of this. Be very confident. Don't let the confidence go off your face. Like with Ashima, I asked her two questions, and I could see that you were not feeling confident after two questions. So stay confident that this is my idea right now. I may change the idea. I'll get more understanding of it, but right now I think this is my plan. So right now I'm this much aware of this particular idea, this much aware of the industry. I'll do more of my research, and then I'll go into the idea and execute the idea if it is required. Don't let the confidence go off your face.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, when I prepared for this question by MBA, so I I have included in this that after my 12th, I had 4 5 months to me. So, I belong to a business, a family business background. So,
Okay.
I went like to my father's business and studied how it all, how they're working and all. So, should I include this part or should I include this part of startup?
Um, I think you can include both, or maybe you can go for a very generic answer that just one line that my father I come from a business family, and from there I got my interest in MBA to understand more about how a business works. And then you can relate that I also want to have my own venture in future because I come from a family that has business acumen, and I am interested in MBA because I want to have my own venture, which will help me understand in which direction I can go in which industry I can go in, and things like that. So just
So
you
if
can
they
mention both
ask
the
me,
things. Sorry.
so if they ask me a question that why not continue with your father's business and grow it, and why you want to have your own venture? So
Again, that is the reason you want the tools. If anybody has that question that why you want to go for an MBA when you already have the business, to grow it to another level. My father has brought it to some extent. I want to grow it even more. I want to know the tools that are specifically required to grow a business in that particular field, and I want to have my own venture which makes me curious to understand how businesses work. So you can mention that in every B school the studies are done through case studies. So we are not given any chapters in particular. We are given examples of different companies, that this company was in this situation and what they did. So you can mention that as the case-based curriculum is there of every B school, it will help me understand how I can grow my father's business or have my own venture in future and go with that. How I can take my business to a new industry, or if the industry, what is the growth of the industry and what are the future prospects. So I would need MBA tools for that.
ma'am, and then why not MBA in entrepreneurship, like something of that sort?
Because in entrepreneurship it's a very niche field. I want to understand everything. I want to understand the business in its entirety, and that will come from general management. So that again depends on the interview of the college that you are giving. So if you are giving interview of some particular college for a particular field, over there it would not look nice to say you want to go for a general management role. But if you're going for example, if it's IIMT Ghaziabad interview, so they have a core program and they have a marketing program. So if in the marketing program you end up saying that you want to go for general management, it won't look good. But in the core program, you can say that you want to go in core, you want to go in a general management course, because you want to understand everything in its entirety and then understand which industry you want to go with your venture in.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a
Thank
question,
you.
ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
मैम क्या हमें इनसे अपना आइडिया शेयर करना चाहिए क्या वाई एम बी ए में, कि हमारे पास एक आइडिया है क्या हम उसको वाई एम बी ए में ही डाल दें या फिर जब वो पूछें तब बताएं?
No, just mention why I want to have my own venture, because most of the time they will end up asking you.
ओके मैम, आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ काइंड ऑफ ए बिजनेस। आई अब मैंने बीकॉम के बाद ज्वाइन करा था, स्टार्ट करा था अपना बिजनेस, ऑनलाइन क्रॉकरी। तो वो
Okay.
ज़्यादा चला नहीं, तो उसकी वजह से मेरे को दूसरा एक आइडिया आया कि क्रिएटिव फोटोशूट ऑफ दी ऑनलाइन प्रोडक्ट्स, उसके बारे में हम कुछ बना सकते हैं।
You can maybe don't mention it exactly. Just mention if they ask you your failure, you can mention that you had a startup and that didn't work out and that led you to having another idea. Also, मतलब इस तरीके से mention it. Don't mention you had a failed startup in the introduction or why MBA का answer. Just mention that you want to have your own business, and if you have a very solid plan, and as I asked Ashima all the questions, if you have a very solid plan that how will you be dealing with the competitors, how will you be dealing, how is the industry going, is there any future of the industry or not, everything is planned out, then you can mention that this is the venture I want to go for. But if you don't have it, just tell them that you want to have a venture in future, and you will understand it as and when you go with your MBA and you get to interact with more people, you get to understand different industries more.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. I think sir is there on the call.
Yashi, let's wrap it for the day. It's too
Yeah,
late.
yeah, sir. Yes,
Guys,
sir.
I hope you had a good round of interaction with Yashi. Was the
Yes,
interaction
sir.
good?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let's wrap it for the day. It's getting too late now.
Yeah.
And
So
saying
just
that
one
is-
thing, sir. You can,
so please
any
go.
of you can text me, DM me, and ask me any questions at any given point in time possible. So no issues with that.
Okay,
Thank
ma'am.
you
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
ma'am.
Thanks so much.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you all. Good night. Take care.
Good night.
Good
Thanks,
night,
ma'am.
sir.
Good night,
Good
Good
sir.
night,
night,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Yashi, you can leave. I'll just talk to them. You can leave. I still want
Okay.
to talk to
Thank you,
them.
sir.
Thank you. Just 1 second, guys. Yeah, so the class is over now. Anything else you want to discuss? कुछ बात करनी है किसी को? Any doubts?
बढ़िया हुआ सर आज इंटरव्यू।
How was Yashi? कैसी है? Nitya, I can't
So
hear
she
you.
is good. She has a lot
आज
of domain
मेरा सर
knowledge.
IIM का इंटरव्यू चल रहा है।
Grilling
Yes, sir.
interview, sir,
काफी
especially
technical
in
होगी।
economy, GK.
काफी
So
टेक्निकल
in
Manas,
होगा।
how was the
70% of
feedback?
the interview, you were
Sir.
saying, "I'm really sorry, I don't know about it."
Okay.
टेक्निकल और
Manas,
जीके।
Manas, how's the feedback? How was the class?
It was very nice. I noted down all the questions for finance and economics, so that was very
This video is
lovely.
recorded. मैं इसको अभी एडिटिंग करा के आधे घंटे में कल तक आपको मिल जाएगा वीडियो, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
और सबका फॉर्म तो भर ही गया है। एसओपी पे मैं फिर बोल रहा हूँ, इस हफ्ते के एंड तक हम चाह रहे थे कि अब यशी आएगी दोबारा, शील कम ऑन सैटरडे। कल मुझे और श्रेयांश को बैठना पड़ेगा, या तो मैं और आकाश बैठेंगे या मैं और श्रेयांश बैठेंगे। कल बैठना पड़ेगा। 3-4 इंटरव्यू कल करने बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि अभी कुछ आंसर्स नहीं बन रहे। मैं सुन रहा था इंटरव्यू थ्रू आउट द डे, कुछ ने बहुत बढ़िया बोला। लाइक आई रियली वुड लाइक टू से अनमोल का है। अनमोल वेरी नाइस यार, द इंटरव्यू
Thank
फर्स्ट
you, sir.
वेरी नाइस, मजा आ गया देख के। आई गेस इतने दिन बाद जो है बन रहा है, आंसर बनने में आ रहा है। काफी कुछ पढ़ा भी तुमने, आई गेस वो दिख रहा है वो चीज। आई लाइक इट। बाकी लोगों को फीडबैक भी
Thank you,
दूंगा
sir.
बाद में आराम से। और क्या बताना चाह रहा था, हाँ, इस हफ्ते के एंड में एसओपीज पे काम कर लेते हैं हम लोग। मेरे पास कुछ स्टैंडर्ड एसओपी आ गए, मैंने ग्रुप पे सबको सेंड किए हैं। किसके पास नहीं है ग्रुप में जो बाद में आया था? आशिमा के पास नहीं है। पंकज और रोहित, आप सबको हेल्प कर दीजिएगा, ठीक? या
Yes,
फिर
sir.
जितने मैंने ग्रुप पे एसओपी सेंड किए थे, वो मानस को, आशिमा को और नित्या को या फिर रिदम को और सौरभ को, इन सबको भेज दीजिएगा, राइट? दोबारा उसको फिर से पिन कर देना, दोबारा भेज देना, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
दैट विल बी इट।
मैं
और
आपको अपना एक बार टोपी भेज दूं, आप रिव्यू कर दीजिएगा, मतलब
ग्रुप
कैसा
पे
है।
भेजिए, आप मुझे पर्सनली कुछ ना भेजिए, सब कुछ ग्रुप में भेजो कि मैं
ओके
वहीं पे
सर।
आपको फीडबैक दूं, सबको मालूम पड़े कि हम क्या देख रहे हैं। कोई भी आंसर गलत सही नहीं है, इट्स जस्ट नॉट स्ट्रक्चर और अनस्ट्रक्चर, तो हम सही कर लेंगे इसको, ठीक है ना? और कुछ एनीथिंग एल्स यू वांट टू डिस्कस? कुछ रह गया है?
सर कल इंटरव्यू होगा या फिर कल जीके सेशन होगा?
नहीं, कल बस मैं प्लान करूँ। अभी बहुत दिन से बैक टू बैक क्लासेस हो रही है ना, एक दिन ब्रेक भी चाहिए हम लोगों को। थोड़ा ब्रेक बहुत जरूरी है भाई,
यस सर।
ठीक है? तो या तो कल
कल
हम,
ब्रेक है क्या?
सॉरी,
कल ब्रेक रख रहे हो?
कल लोहड़ी वाले दिन
मुझे डिसाइड करने दीजिए यार, तुमको ब्रेक की जल्दी ज्यादा हो रही है।
पूछ रहे हो?
नहीं, हम बता रहे हैं, मैं बताऊंगा आपको आराम से। आई डिसाइड। अगर आकाश रहेगा तो आकाश क्लास देगा, संडे को ब्रेक करेंगे प्रॉब्ली, विल ब्रेक ऑन संडे, नो ब्रेक। आई डोंट प्लान टू ब्रेक। अगर होगा तो आपको मालूम पड़ जाएगा, लेकिन मैं प्लान नहीं कर रहा हूँ ब्रेक के लिए। कल परसों क्लास रहेगी बैक टू बैक, यार यही
Yes.
टाइम है, फिर छूट जाएगा ना, फिर समझ नहीं रहे हो बात तुम लोग।
Yes,
Yes,
तुम
sir.
लोग जरा ये आराम के चक्कर ना पड़ो, ये 1 हफ्ता और है, 2 हफ्ता और है, इसके बाद फिर खत्म हो जाएगा मैटर। ये सारे क्वेश्चन
right.
जो मैं 100-200% बोल रहा हूँ, जो क्वेश्चन यशी ने पूछे हैं आज वही क्वेश्चन फंसेंगे, उनमें से 5-6% पक्का फंसेंगे सारे इंटरव्यूज में। हर साल ऐसा होता है, हम इतने क्वेश्चन सुन लेते हैं ना, कोई ये सुना है, सुना, हाँ ये को आता है, वही फंस जाएगा इंटरव्यू में। सो डू नॉट टेक एनीथिंग लाइटली। ये हफ्ता और 10 दिन और थोड़ा टफ है, ठंड होते होते और संक्रांत निकलते निकलते सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा। अभी क्लियर? संक्रांत
Yes,
सपोज
sir.
टू ब्रिंग पॉजिटिव एनर्जी इन लाइफ, तो संक्रांत तक पहुंचते पहुंचते बहुत सारी चीजें अच्छी हो जाएंगी, इसलिए ब्रेक कम लेते हैं। संडे को ब्रेक करते हैं, आराम संडे को मजे करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, राइट?
Yes, sir.
और किस दिन ऐसा हो सकता है कि हम सब
Yes.
लोग बिजी हैं तो 2 दिन ब्रेक कर लेंगे। इफ संडे वी ऑल आर बिजी, कोई नहीं है क्लास देने के लिए, तो 2 दिन ब्रेक करेंगे। हाँ, वन मोर थिंग, मंडे ट्यूसडे को अमित सिंह आएंगे इंटरव्यू देने के लिए। ही इज फ्रॉम IIM अहमदाबाद, ठीक है? इज एन IIM अहमदाबाद PGP ग्रेजुएट 2011 से 13, बहुत अच्छा स्टूडेंट है मेरा। उसका इंटरव्यू पड़ा है यूट्यूब पे, आपको दिखाऊंगा मैं। और अमित के साथ एक बंदा और लेके आऊंगा, देवांग नाम है उसका। ही इज फ्रॉम MDI गुड़गांव, अ मार्केटिंग जीनियस। वो एड्स बनाता है बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियों के लिए, ही क्रिएट एड्स। तो मैं चाहता था कि हर एक एंगल, सारे एंगल कवर हो जाए, मार्केटिंग एंगल से कवर हो जाए, इकोनॉमिक्स वाला जश्न ने कर लिया। अभी अभी एक बार बुलाऊंगा उसको, क्या नाम है उसका, शंख, आशमान वो
Shank.
शंख, टॉकिंग अबाउट शंख। शंख भी आएगा अभी, राइट?
Shank
बैक टू बैक
Gupta,
जो
sir.
अभी प्लेस, हाँ, शंख को बुलाऊंगा। शंख का बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है इकोनॉमिक्स कॉमर्स, तो वो उस तरह से तैयारी कराएगा जैसे MBA में होती है तैयारी। अमित सिंह को बुलाऊंगा नेक्स्ट वीक में। अमित सिंह और शंख जो है हमारे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर रहेंगे, उनको बुलाऊंगा। और 3-4 जो लखनऊ के और यूपी के लोकल सेलिब्रिटीज हैं उनको ही बुलाऊंगा। I'll ask them कि that just contribute to my group. This is a very wonderful group I have, and they'll come for free. They're not charging any money for me. They cannot dare charging money for me. They all are my students. तो 3-4 लखनऊ के लोकल सेलिब्रिटी भी इनको बुलाऊंगा, जस्ट टू गेट यू अ फ्लेयर कि हाउ इज द अदर पर्सन एब्जॉर्ब द एनर्जी एंड मूव फॉरवर्ड। सब बच्चा पूछ रहा है उससे एक क्वेश्चन, सर स्ट्रेटजी क्या है GDPI? क्या स्ट्रेटजी है GDPI की? इंटरव्यू तो अपनी बेइज्जती कराओ, सीखो, आगे बढ़ो, और क्या स्ट्रेटजी होती है इसके अलावा? GD किया, फीडबैक लिया। केस स्टडी के लिए आई हैव आस्क्ड अमित टू कम एंड देवांग टू कम, एंड नेक्स्ट वीक में 3-4 एलुमनाई जो ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं कॉर्पोरेट में उनको बुलाऊंगा। और अगर पॉसिबल रहा तो आकाशदीप फ्रॉम गूगल UK, ही विल कम। लास्ट ईयर उसको बुलाया था मैंने, वो एक क्लास ले पाएगा, ज्यादा टाइम है नहीं इसके पास। He'll come for 1.5 hours. Akashdeep is a MICA graduate. MICA is one of the top schools in the country for ideas. So Akashdeep basically is a brand manager with Google UK. तो यूके से क्लास लेगा तुम लोगों का, तो उस क्लास का टाइमिंग बदलना पड़ेगा हम लोगों को, राइट? और नहीं कर पाओगे तो रिकॉर्डिंग करना पड़ेगा। बट आई वुड से कि लाइव करो तो मजा आएगा। रिकॉर्डिंग इज नॉट नॉट गुड फॉर, यार इट्स ओनली गुड फॉर
Yes,
रिकॉर्डिंग
sir.
में क्या क्वेश्चन सुना है उसके लिए बढ़िया है, लेकिन रिकॉर्डिंग इज नॉट गुड फॉर लाइक लाइव परफॉर्मेंस। तो
Okay.
आकाश तो नेक्स्ट वीक क्लास मिस नहीं करना है, और ब्रेक आप कम एक्सपेक्ट करें। ब्रेक मेरे पे छोड़ दें आप प्लीज। अभी
Yes,
क्या
sir.
ये क्वेश्चन तो नहीं है?
Yes, sir. No,
No,
sir.
sir.
और
Sir, I
एक
want to talk
हाँ बताओ, अकेले
personally.
करना है? ठीक है, बात करते हैं।
Yes.
मूवी आपको बता रहा हूँ, कल परसों के लिए मूवी देखो फटाफट। कुछ मूवी देखा आप लोगों ने, जब को दिया मैंने? टाइम ही नहीं मिलता होगा, तुम तो इतने बिजी हो गए, मूवी देखते नहीं होगे, है ना?
थोड़ी
हंसी नहीं
थोड़ी
आ रही?
देखी है।
हाँ,
देखी है थोड़ी थोड़ी।
कौन सी देखी आपने मूवी?
सर अभी मैं रिसेंटली वो देख रही थी 12 इयर्स अ स्लेव में। अभी ज्यादा नहीं हुई, अभी रिसेंटली स्टार्ट करी थी।
इनग्लोरियस बास्टर्ड, अगर टाइम मिलेगा तो प्लीज वॉच इनग्लोरियस बास्टर्ड। हिस्ट्री का एलिमेंट काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग है उसमें, जस्ट रिकॉर्ड व्हाट हैपेंड। और एक बड़ी अच्छी मूवी है अलाइड, थोड़ा सा ऐतिहासिक,
इनग्लोरियस
बास्टर्ड्स।
प्लीज।
2 मूवीज मैं आपको बता दे रहा हूँ, मैं आपको लिख के बता दे रहा हूँ कि ये 2 मूवी है, इसको आप देखिए। पहला उसमें से है इनग्लोरियस बास्टर्ड्स। ये बहुत तगड़ी मूवी है, बहुत बेहतरीन मूवी, कोई जवाब नहीं है इसका। आजा भाई, नहीं आ रहा है अभी से। टाइप है, टाइप क्या टाइप है, 1 सेकेंड। So the first movie I'll recommend you to watch is Inglorious Bastards. Just watch this. And ये है Inglorious Bastards. अच्छी मूवी है, एक पॉलिटिकल सटायर है, आप जरूर देखिए इसको। इसमें आपको मालूम पड़ेगा कि नाजी आर्मी के जो लोग थे कैसे कैसे ढूंढ के ज्यूस को मारते थे, क्या ऑपरेशन चलाया उन्होंने, और हिटलर के बारे में क्या था जो आपको नहीं पता है, वो देखिएगा इसको आप। नेक्स्ट मूवी शुड वॉच इज अलाइड। दोनों में कॉमन हीरो है, उसका नाम है ब्रैड पिट। वन ऑफ द बेस्ट मूवीज बाय ब्रैड पिट, जरूर देखिएगा इसको। Allied is again how spies used to work for the American Army and how spies infiltrated the German camps. Very, very nice movie to watch. एक्सिस पावर्स क्या थी, अलाइड पावर कैसे बोलते थे, क्या कॉन्फ्लिक्ट था, कैसे मिले, स्पाइस को कहाँ भेजा गया, बॉम्ब कैसे गिराया गया, सब कुछ दिखा हुआ है इसमें। ये मूवी आप देखेंगे, मजा आएगा। एक और बहुत लेजेंडरी मूवी है, सेविंग प्राइवेट रैन। ओ माय गॉड, दिस इज अमेजिंग मूवी। बट ये बहुत समझने वालों के लिए है, इसमें आपको मारपीट नहीं मिलेगा। बहुत ही सिलेक्टिव मूवी है। एक ऐसा आदमी है, उसका नाम है कर्नल रायन। और रायन जो है वो अपने परिवार में इकलौता है, उसके सारे परिवार में जितने लोग थे सब मर चुके हैं आर्मी में। उसकी माँ ने रिक्वेस्ट किया है प्रेसिडेंट से कि भैया मेरे बेटे को बचा लो, मेरे मेरे परिवार में सब लोग मर चुके हैं और आर्मी के लिए डेडिकेट कर चुके हैं लाइफ। तो प्रेसिडेंट जो है, 7 लोगों को वॉर चल रहा होता है, प्रेसिडेंट भेजता है 7 लोग कि जाओ उसको बचा के लाओ। रायन अपने फैमिली में अकेला है, तो 7 लोग वॉर में जाते हैं और उसको वापस लेके आते हैं। मिशन होता है। इट्स अ रियल स्टोरी एक्चुअली। वेरी नाइस मूवी टू वॉच। थोड़ा वॉर ड्रामा देखना बहुत जरूरी है। हर बार हंसी मजाक देखें, एक्शन देखें जरूरी नहीं है, वॉर ड्रामा भी देखिए आप। ठीक है, आज के लिए काफी है। दैट विल वेट। कोई क्वेश्चन होगा मुझे बताइएगा, ठीक है? वी ऑल कैन लीव एक्सेप्ट आशिमा। Bye guys, take care.
Good night,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Good
Good night,
night.
sir.
Bye everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Night.
Sir, like you, I'd also need to sit with you, but after some time, you told ना about, like I told you everything.
आई नो, ठीक है, आप बता देना मेरे को। अभी देर हो गया, अभी आप जाओ, आराम करो। हम लोग आपका बात करते हैं आराम से। वो बहुत बहुत अभी नियर नहीं है, बहुत दूर का बात है वो, ठीक है? आपका वाला ना, ठीक है। आई हेल्प यू, डोंट वरी।
Okay.
जस्ट
Thank you,
स्माइल
sir.
फर्स्ट। स्माइल फर्स्ट, कीप अ स्माइल ऑन फेस। चलो बाय।
Yes, sir. Thanks. Bye bye. Bye.
बाय बेटा। यस आश, बताइए।
So like I think I'll be going for this year only. मतलब next year gap year नहीं लेना है।
वो आई न्यू, मैं पहले जानता था ये चीज। सही है, सही रीजन है।
तो sir like I'm not sure what like school I should be going for.
अच्छा ठीक है, एक लिस्ट मैंने ग्रुप में सेंड किया था। पंकज और ये रोहित से जरा बात करना, चैट पे काफी ऊपर है। बोला पंकज और रोहित वो लिस्ट भेज दो आप लोग।
Okay.
सी, बहुत देर कर दिया आपने बेटा ये बताने में। यू हैव डील इट लॉट। एक मिनट रुको। वन सेकेंड ना। चलो लिस्ट मैं आपको भेजता हूँ। आई जस्ट शेयर लिस्ट विद यू। जल्दी भेजता हूँ मैं आपको। और क्या चीज और बताओ उसके अलावा?
सर लाइक जैसे आपने मुझे टिस का सजेशन दिया था और माइका का दिया था, तो सर मुझे माइका के श्योर नहीं है दैट शुड आई फिल दिस और नॉट। मतलब
क्या
क्योंकि
श्योर क्या है? तुम्हारे पास ऑप्शन क्या है जो तुम श्योर नहीं हो?
सर लाइक बिकॉज आई एम थिंकिंग ऑफ गिविंग XGMT जो कि 27 जैन को है। देन फेब में, मिड फेब में आई हैव दिस SRC/CCGBO।
बहुत बढ़िया है वो।
और फिर मार्च में मेरा ये टिस का हो जाएगा।
हाँ।
तो देन आई थिंक अगर मैं माइका में करूँगी तो माइका और XGMT पे मुझे एक करना पड़ेगा।
SGMT क्या है?
XIMB के लिए।
अच्छा, एग्जाम MBA के लिए। तो क्या डेट क्लैश कर रही है उससे?
या
डेट क्लैश कर रहा है, मैनेज नहीं कर पाओगे?
सर एक तो प्रिपरेशन भी, क्योंकि आई एम नॉट श्योर कि जैसे माइका, बिकॉज माइका इज़ वेरी गुड कॉलेज, नो डाउट अबाउट दैट। बट सर जैसे उसमें स्टोरी वगैरह फॉर्म करनी होती है, तो आई एम नॉट वेरी गुड इन दैट। या तो मुझे सजेस्ट कर दो कि मैं उसको कैसे इम्प्रूव कर सकूँ।
ऐसे राइटिंग वाला पार्ट कह रहे हो आप?
सर ऐसे राइटिंग, स्टोरी राइटिंग होती है कि आपको वो पिक्चर्स देते हैं, 4
हाँ
पिक्चर्स
हाँ,
देते हैं।
उसको हम ऐसे राइटिंग में काउंट करते हैं। वो ऐसे पिक्चर ऐसे बोलते हैं ना उसको। पिक्चर ऐसे
राइट।
पिक्चर ऐसे में क्या है मतलब? स्टोरीज फ्रेम नहीं कर पाती, मतलब मैं समझा नहीं बात। हम लोग कल
सर
कर
आई एम
लेंगे
नॉट
इसको।
वेरी क्रिएटिव।
अगेन लोअर सेल्फ एस्टीम। ये बात बोलो ना, ये आई वांट टू लर्न। आप यू शुड चेंज द वर्ड बाय सेइंग आई शुड लर्न। So can you teach
राइट।
me please? I want to learn. I'm not very good. It is not good sentence. Say कि I want to learn new things. ठीक है, कल परसों बैठते हैं, मैं तुम्हें करा दूंगा अलग से 1 घंटा बैठ के। आधे घंटा I'll sit
तो
with you.
सर मैं माइका को फॉर्म भर दूँ?
बेटा फॉर्म भर दो।
ओके।
तुम पूछो मत, फॉर्म भर दो बेटा। फॉर्म बिल्कुल भरो। ऑप्शन नहीं है तुम्हारे पास। ठीक है, फॉर्म
ठीक है।
भरो। क्या पता निकल गया तब। ठीक है,
राइट।
आप भर्ती में आपको
और
ट्रेन
सर
करता
अगर
हूँ।
और अगर जीके का कहाँ से पढूं मैं?
गूगल भरा पड़ा है जीके से, करंट ईयर का जीके कहीं से पढ़ लो। कितने बच्चे
So
एंकर जो
it's
हैं,
it's a lot. It's a lot. Like क्या पढ़ना
तो
चाहिए
यू सपोज
स्पेसिफिक?
टू लाइक माइका स्पेसिफिक जीके ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। जीके पढ़ते रहो, मैं आपको 3-4 जगह से जीके निकाल दूंगा। भाई करियर लॉन्चर हो गया, टाइम कोचिंग का, इनका जीके निकाल के आते हो, एलिबिलिटी हो, पढ़ते रहो। लेकिन वो
तो
ऐसा कोई वो नहीं है कि वही आएगा। बस आप पढ़ते, अखबार पढ़ते रहिए इधर भी। बेस्ट
So जैसे
कंट्रीज के
माइका में
प्रेसिडेंट्स पूछते रहते हैं। अब इसका कोई की खास जीके नहीं है माइका का जीके, ऐसा कुछ होने की वही पूछेगा वो जैसे जीके पूछता है। जीके गुड होना चाहिए, पढ़ते रहना चाहिए आदमी को, बार पढ़ते रहो आप।
राइट।
ठीक है,
सर
और कोई तरीका
जैसे
नहीं।
माइका में बहुत स्पेसिफिकली ये पूछते हैं कि अच्छा ये कौन सी कंपनी का लोगो है या इस कंपनी का सीईओ वाइस प्रेसिडेंट कौन है।
Why don't
तो
you
सर ये
self-train
बहुत
yourself? Why don't you just sit and self-train yourself? Like open Google and type top 20 companies and Fortune logo. वो दिखा देगा, just go through it ना एक बार। बड़ी बात क्या है इसमें?
ओके
ऐसा तो हम
ठीक है।
क्लास करा ही नहीं सकते, पॉसिबल नहीं है ये चीज। हम क्विज कर सकते हैं बट क्लास नहीं करा सकते इसका, तो क्लास पॉसिबल ही नहीं है। ये तो नॉलेज खुद से होना चाहिए आपको। नॉलेज आप खुद बैठिए, सेल्फ ट्रेन करिए आपको इसमें। मैं
ओके
आपको
तो
सिर्फ ये नहीं कर
टॉप
सकता।
लाइक
आई कैन
टॉप
ओनली
20
हेल्प यू आउट।
कंपनी सर्च।
हाँ, सर्च फॉर Fortune 500 companies, Fortune
ओके
500 companies and their logo and their CEO and the product। ये पढ़ो आराम से, ठीक है। चलो, इट्स टू लेट
ओके
नाउ,
सर।
लेट्स गेट बैक टू
सर
वर्क।
आई हैव अ डाउट सर।
हाँ सौरभ बता।
थैंक यू सर।
सर
वेलकम।
मैंने कल इंटरव्यू जो दिया था उसमें सर मैं काफ़ी ज़्यादा नर्वस हो गया था और मेरे जो आंसर ठीक से आ नहीं पा रहे थे। मेरे पास कंटेंट है, मैंने काफ़ी लिखा था। मैंने 2 पेज का तो मैंने YMBA लिखा, काफ़ी बड़ा लिखा, पर मैं सिर्फ
नहीं
बोल
काम
पाया।
करेगा सौरभ, वो नहीं काम करेगा। वर्बल काम करेगा, जो तुमको आता है, जो तुम बोल पा रहे हो, जेन्युइन आंसर फॉर्म करेगा। अभी भी तुम्हें डाउट हो रहा है क्या? अभी 3 दिन और रुक जाओ, मतलब नेक्स्ट वीक से आई विल सिट विद यू पर्सनली। अभी तुम जो है 7 दिन का ना, 7 दिन रुको। अभी मालूम, अभी थोड़ा लगा दिमाग में जा रहा है कुछ, प्रेशर फील हो रहा है, प्रेशर।
सर काफ़ी हो रहा है।
हाँ, तो अभी 3-4 दिन रुक जाओ, मंडे के बाद हम बात करेंगे इस बारे में। अगर
नहीं
तुम
सर,
मंडे तक आंसर फ्रेम नहीं कर पाओगे तो मैं तुम्हें पर्सनली हेल्प करूंगा बिठा के। और
नहीं
बताओ।
सर, आंसर फ्रेम हो रहा है मतलब कि मैंने
मैं कह रहा हूँ मंडे तक रुक जाओ, मंडे तक नहीं हो पाएगा तो मैं बैठूंगा आपके साथ।
ओके सर।
अभी क्लियर, मैं आपको लिखवा दूंगा, बुलवा भी दूंगा। और बताओ।
ओके सर।
ठीक है, मंडे। अगर मंडे तक नहीं हो पाएगा तो ट्यूसडे को हम तुम बैठेंगे साथ, ठीक है।
ओके सर।
और सर आप ये भी बोल रहे थे ना कि आप हमारी क्लासेस लोगे जो इंट्रोडक्शन एंड ऑल YMBA।
अभी भी तुमको वो मतलब जो क्लास सही है, इतना होने के बाद भी तुमको समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि क्लास की जरूरत नहीं तुमको नहीं
सर
है।
लाइक बिकॉज आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट माई आंसर दैट इज वाई।
व्हाट द हेल आर यू श्योर अबाउट इन योर लाइफ? यू आर नथिंग श्योर अबाउट। चलो ठीक है, आई हेल्प यू आउट। तो अभी सौरभ को आपको मैं क्लास में अलग से पढ़ाऊंगा, विल डिस्कस।
थैंक
ठीक
यू
है,
सर।
जस्ट बी स्टे हैप्पी, स्टे सेटिस्फाइड। हमारा ये छूट गया नहीं, हमने कितना सीखा, ये इसकी बात करो आज, ठीक है। Ashma, you also console Swara sometimes, and you also teach her good values and just smile. Huh? Be good friends. All the best. Bye. Take care.
थैंक यू।
ओके थैंक यू गुड नाइट सर।